Montoya has been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Ms. Cardenas, were you walking your dog when this incident happened?
No, I was not. My daughter was.
This daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Hillary.
Hillary, what kind of a dog do you have?
I'm not sure. It's just a dog.
How long have you had the dog?
I got it Christmas last year.
Do you have a picture?
I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Sweet looking, small.
Small.
Hillary, so you were walking your dog, and when did this happen?
It was on April the 19th.
And are the Montoya's neighbors of yours?
Yes.
And they have a dog?
Yes.
Had you seen their dog before? Miss Montoya,
No.
put your papers down. You'd never seen their dog before?
No.
Tell me what happened when you were walking your dog.
Their dog was out by their yard, and I was walking with my dog on the other side of the street, and their dog came up and sniffed my dog and then just started biting his neck. And
What kind of a dog do they have?
A pit bull.
Is that right?
Yes.
How old is your pit bull?
About 7 years old.
And you had vet bills, according to your complaint, of approximately $1,400.
Yes.
Can I see the vet bills and whatever other evidence you have, please?
Here are pictures of the dog's injuries.
What happened when the dog came up and started to gnaw at your dog?
One of the neighbors was trying to hit it with a shovel, and everyone was telling the dog to get off, but it just wouldn't get off, and then finally it just let go.
How's he now?
Pretty good.
Okay? How long was he in the vet?
He had to go every Saturday to see the vet, and he was at the vet overnight for surgery, and then he had to be in private care for 2 days.
Okay. All right, who's going to speak for you folks?
I guess I can.
That's fine. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, and you also have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for harassment.
Correct.
Okay. So, what was your dog doing out?
I have no clue. My husband was in the hospital at the time, and me and 3 of my children were visiting him. We were actually on our way home when the attack happened. My daughter, Natalie, was the one that was home and witnessed what had happened. I only know from the time I got home what happened.
Which one is Natalie? All right, Natalie, you were home. What's your dog's name?
Rusty.
Where was Rusty?
He was across the street on the sidewalk sniffing their dog, and then their dog had bit.
How did he get there?
I have no idea.
The dog wasn't on a leash either.
Listen to me. You were in the hospital.
But the dog wasn't on a leash.
Yes, it was.
Shh. You were in the hospital.
I know that.
Good. So if you don't know what happened, I suggest you keep your mouth shut. Now, you were the one who was home.
Yes.
Why wasn't Rusty in your house?
Because we don't allow the dogs in the house.
So your dogs are outside all the time. How many dogs do you have?
We have 2.
Are they both pit bulls?
Yes, they are.
Has Rusty ever bitten anybody?
No.
Has Rusty ever attacked another animal?
No.
Did this time? Now, Miss Montoya, what makes you think that you are not responsible for these vet bills?
Because the harassment that we had to put up with her
I'm
children...
not listening to harassment yet. I'm asking you about the vet bills. Why do you think you were not...
because her dog was out also. It was at our end of the street. It snapped at my dog first, and my dog retaliated.
A, you don't know that. And B,
my daughter witnessed it. I do know that.
Oh, just 1 second. Your dog went across the street. That's what you just told me.
That's where her dog was at.
No, listen to... I know that's where her dog was at.
Her dog was out without a leash. She was at her friend's house.
Listen to me. Did you just tell me that your dog went across the street to where her dog was?
Yes.
I'm going to take it down a level. Miss Montoya, let me explain something to you. You and I both know, and everybody knows, that a pit bull can cause a great deal of damage because of the configuration of their jaw. Correct?
Correct.
All right. You, therefore, have a responsibility that you are an insurer, that your dog is not out of the control of you, your husband, your children, somebody at all times. Do we understand? Listen to me, I'm speaking. If you keep an animal that is potentially dangerous in your home, and you choose not to keep that animal in your house because you don't want it to mess up your house, you are an insurer, because your answer to this complaint is somebody must have let the dog out of the gate.
Correct.
And therefore it's not my fault because somebody did it. And as long as somebody did it and it wasn't me, because I'm in the hospital and my daughter doesn't know whether she is a foot or horseback, it's not my fault. Well, I'm telling you, from a legal perspective, it is your fault. You are an insurer that this dog that is potentially deadly does not get out, because it could just as easily have been a 3-year-old child that was across the street that your dog decided to attack, as opposed to a small dog that your dog decided to attack. Did you have brain surgery, sir?
Almost.
Did you have brain surgery?
Pretty much.
Well, then maybe that's the problem. Why don't you try opening up, putting on your listening ears and listen? When you keep a pit bull, you have a responsibility to ensure that that dog does not get loose. And if it does get loose, I'm speaking. And if it does get loose, you pay the consequences. So you're going to pay them $1,400 for their medical bills. Now, if you're... I'm speaking. And if your complaint is that after you refused to pay the medical bills for their dog that was injured really seriously, that their daughter decided to harass your daughter, I would have paid the $2. Do you understand?
Yes.
We never knew nothing about the bill until about
Carla
a month and a half later.
Right. Carla,
we tried to contact the mother, and the mother was never available to come to the door. The daughter would say, my mom's busy. My mom's not here. So we tried a month and a half to get a hold of her. I was in a wheelchair and went down to her house to contact her. And they told me that she wasn't available.
One time.
That she wasn't available. So how were we ever supposed to communicate with the parent?
Try U.S. Postal Service. Try the U.S. Postal Service.
Like I said, my dog can go free. My dog don't bother nobody. The kids, they've never bit a kid. It plays with kids all the time. So how can you sit here and tell me my dog is dangerous?
Let me tell you why, sir. Because in the last week, I have handled 3 pit bull cases.
Those are those pit bulls. Those ain't my dog.
No, this is... Well, listen to me, sir. This is your pit bull.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Everybody else in your family may be afraid of you. I guarantee you, sir. I guarantee you, sir, I do not quiver in my boots at your presence.
You're not supposed to.
Good.
You're not supposed to.
And later today...
Unfortunately, I made a terrible mistake, and Teresa and I here had intimate relations on the first 2 nights. She was there. She slapped me across the face.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You want to tell this story? Go on Dr. Phil.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carla Cardenas claims her neighbor's unleashed pit bull attacked her dog. Kathleen and Eddie Montoya claim Carla's dog was also unleashed.
You are an insurer. If you have
I don't see what their dog was doing way down the street without a leash in front of my house in the first place.
It's not 9 houses away.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You're never going to get anywhere. He's never going to get it.
I do get it. I understand both dogs were not leashed.
Listen to me. It's sad, but he's never going to get it. His wife appears to be slightly more intelligent. Not necessarily her, but the wife appears to be slightly more intelligent, and perhaps she can get the fact that when you have an animal, you have a responsibility to see... I didn't speak to you. I'm speaking to your wife. Be quiet. Everybody else in your family may be afraid of you. I guarantee you, sir. I guarantee you, sir, I do not quiver in my boots at your presence.
You're not supposed to.
Good.
You're not supposed to.
You have a responsibility to see to it that no harm comes to any other living creature, human or otherwise, as a result of your animal. And you chose to leave your dog outside. A small child may have come by and opened up the gate, may have unhooked the lock. That's possible. That's not an act of God. That's something that you are responsible for. And between you paying the $1,400 for the vet bill and then paying $1,400 for the vet bill, the responsibility is yours. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. And I assume that if you had taken care of this responsibility immediately, there wouldn't have been any harassment that resulted. So your counterclaim dismissed.
Harassment started before we got the paperwork.
Out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That little dog snapped at my dog. My dog just getting aggressive. Same thing, if somebody punched you in the face, you're gonna punch him back, right?
I'm glad, because my dog was really badly hurt.
Her kids come by flipping us off and flipping off the neighbors, and, you know, it's a bunch of nonsense, chaos.
Every time the dad would see me walking down the street, he would tell his daughter to go beat me up, and I'd always just try to walk away.
They were telling us to hit them, so we ended up hitting them. They were all up in our face and stuff, so we're gonna do what we had to do.
It wasn't just over my dog, it was over a lot of things.
My daughters have been in fights with other neighborhood children, and her oldest daughter, they physically fought, and it's just a mess.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hirsch versus Wirtz, turn up. Step forward.
Writer Randy Hirsch is suing his ex-roommates, art director Teresa Wirtz and student Krista Turner for vandalizing their home by writing on the walls with crayons. Randy also claims the women slandered him.
Mr. Hirsch, you rented a house. You were going through what I gather was an acrimonious divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up in the house alone. Why are you smiling? That's not a happy thing.
No.
Acrimonious divorce is not a happy thing. And you decided to rent rooms to sort of make up the rent. You rented the rooms to these two young ladies at different times. I assume you didn't know each other?
Amen.
And then you got evicted from the house. And
Correct.
you claimed that you told them that they had to leave. They stayed on after you moved out, caused damage to the house that you were going to be responsible for. And in addition, you had to spend hours and hours cleaning up after them. So you want to be compensated for the damage that they did to the house. The defendants say that you caused a substantial amount of damage to the house yourself, your daughter, who you allowed to write all over the wall with crayons. They do acknowledge, however, which is to their credit, that they were really angry with you for what they perceived as scamming them. And when they did stay on, they did cause a little damage by writing on walls and maybe doing a couple of other little things. Certainly not $2,500 worth. So I have a few questions for you, Mr. Hirsch.
Okay.
When did you lease this house?
In August of 2003.
What was the rent?
$2,400 a month plus utilities.
Did you live there with your family?
Yes.
When did they move out?
They moved out at sometime around May 15th.
When did you rent to either of these two young ladies?
I rented the room to Krista on August 14th, and I was not completely honest with her, Your Honor.
Just a second. August 14th, and what rent were you charging her?
$650 a month.
When did you rent it to this young lady?
September 14th.
What's your first name, Ms. Wirtz?
Teresa.
What were you charging Teresa in rent?
$650.
Now, you started to say that you were not completely honest.
Correct.
With one of them or both of
Both.
them? In what regard weren't you completely honest?
I had been struggling to try to save the house and had fallen a couple of months behind with the owner. I'm a struggling writer and my income diminished and I fell a little bit behind, and finally I got a eviction notice sometime in the first week or two of September.
So by the time you rented to Teresa, you had already gotten your first eviction notice.
I received a couple.
By the time
yes.
you rented to Teresa, you had already gotten, put everything down. I'm very smart. I'm getting the story. Did you pay August's rent to the landlord?
No.
Although you had received her $650.
Yes.
What about September's rent? Did you pay September's
No.
rent? And that is despite the fact that you had received her $650.
Yes.
Did either young lady give you any security deposit?
No.
Yes.
How much did you give him?
By August 15th, I had given him $1,600, which was to pay for rent until November 15th.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
How much of that did you return to her?
Zero.
When I moved out, I owed her $650, and the day that I moved out, I offered her a check for $600, and she threw it on the ground.
Now, how did you find out that he was evicted?
By him on September 20th letting me know that we were going to be evicted on September 30th.
And how did you find out, Teresa, that you were going to be evicted?
The same way.
And when did you move out, Mr. Hirsch?
I moved out on the 24th of September with all my stuff.
Stuff that he had rented to us. Like, we were using the couch, we were using the TV, we were using all the facilities there, and he got up and left.
It was including the utilities. He moved out
shut off
without letting us know, and so we stayed there.
Mr. Hirsch, What would you like me to do for you today, sir?
When I had a very expensive entertainment system, Your Honor, and unfortunately I made a terrible mistake, and Teresa and I here had intimate relations on the first 2 nights. that we moved, that she was there. On the 3rd night, my daughter came for visitation. I only have her on the weekends. She was criticizing the way I was raising my daughter. I told her to mind her own business. She's never been married. She doesn't have kids of her own. She slapped me across the face.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You want to tell this story? Go on Dr. Phil. I asked you a simple question.
Okay.
I said, what do you want me? I'm a judge. I'm not a therapist. You want a therapist? Go hire a therapist. What do you want me, the judge, to do for you today?
They completely covered every wall in the house with graffiti.
Yes.
I got the bill from the repairman and the handyman. The actual bill is $3,800.
Yes.
And then last night I spoke with the handyman, and he says, and also the owner, that they forgot to include the stolen drapes of $600 in this bill. The drapes were also stolen.
Just a second. Did anybody steal any drapes?
No, ma'am. We actually have...
The drapes were stolen.
Mr. Hirsch, I'm going to tell you that I think that you have real chutzpah. You defraud these 2 young ladies by taking their money, knowing full well that you are not using their money towards rent. And then when they may, and they acknowledge that they behave badly, you say, they can't do that to me. They can't stick me with a bill from the landlord. Do I look as if I need any help from you? So there's an old doctrine, sir, and that is the doctrine of clean hands. When you come into a court of equity, that's this court, we try to do the right thing. You're supposed to come in with clean hands. You're not supposed to have done anything wrong, because this is not a case where I'm going to compare wrongs. Well, you defrauded them, and they reacted. And how much am I going to attribute, to ascribe to each wrong? The initial sin was yours. You took their money under false pretenses. Thousands of dollars. You did not use the thousands of dollars to pay for what they expected you to pay for, which was rent, so that they wouldn't be evicted. And all the time you knew that you were going to get thrown out on your behind. Don't come into court and ask for any favors, sir. You're not going to get any here. Your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Excuse me, you may step out.
Through her car window.
Come to order, all rise. Now, this is case number 381 on the calendar in the matter of Wynn versus Harris, Jr. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Wynn, you and the defendant have a child together. You are no longer a couple, but it is your claim that while you were a couple, Mr. Harris found himself in the unfortunate position of being incarcerated. You bailed him out with a promise that he would pay you back. He paid some back, the bail money, but he still owes you some of that money. He stopped paying you as soon as you separated. And then you claim that he has not been able to handle the separation appropriately and has vandalized your car on 2 occasions. You want him to pay for the windows and the damage to the car. Mr. Harris, while he acknowledges that you did in fact bail him out of prison, you told him that it was a gift, that he need not pay you back, and that he has no clue as to what you're talking about with regard to the vandalizing of your cars, and the police lacked sufficient evidence to charge him, therefore he is not guilty. Is that right, Mr. Harris?
Somewhat, to a certain extent.
So, a couple of questions for you. When was your child born?
December 9th, 2001.
Boy or a girl?
A girl.
Do you visit with the child?
I have 57% custody over her, 43%.
Okay. So she spends a great deal of time with you.
Correct. I think she's just jealous of me and my daughter's bond because...
Listen to me. Not Montel. Not interested in what she's jealous about. Do you understand, Mr. Harris?
Yeah.
Not yeah. Yes. Court. Therapist. I am not a therapist. I don't like people well enough to be a therapist. So you have your daughter 57% of the time.
And I recently had to call CPS on Miss Wynn because my daughter comes up with marks on her eyes last week. So
you're not listening to me. Again. You think that anybody's listening to you? I'm not listening to a word you're saying. When I start to speak, you stop. We understand that?
C.
Now, what were you incarcerated for that required you being bailed out of jail, Mr. Harris?
I was driving Mrs. Wynn's car, and I got pulled over. And in Mrs. Wynn's car, they found some drugs. But later, it was a misunderstanding. They had to dismiss the case.
Mr. Harris, you want me to believe you, don't you?
You can look in the court documents.
No, you want me to believe you, don't you? I asked you what you were incarcerated for.
And I told you.
The answer is drugs.
Correct.
Okay. Now, is this the first time you were arrested for drugs?
No, in my prior days, I used to get down a little jiggy.
The answer is no.
I used to get down like Jay-Z.
Just the answer is no. You don't want to appear foolish. Mr. Harris, I can guarantee you, sir, don't be a smart aleck with me because I can make you look very, very foolish. I just want to be reasonable and fair with you. I've read the documents you gave me. I've listened to you. Why don't you just try to help yourself by not being a wise guy? Try to help yourself if you can. I don't find you attractive.
Ditto to you.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. Then why don't you just view me as somebody who has the limited responsibility today, Mr. Harris, of making a decision based on the evidence as to whether you owe her for bail money and whether you vandalized her car.
My daughter has
right now, Mr. Harris.
My daughter's totally irrelevant.
Your daughter in this particular court. In this particular court, your daughter's situation is irrelevant. The only thing that's relevant here, Mr. Harris, are two things. Whether you owe her for bail and whether you vandalized her cars.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Good. Now, how much was your bail?
30, I don't know. You have to ask her if she did it.
How much was his bail?
Well, see, I went to court for him.
How much was his bail?
$75,000.
And how much did you post?
First, we posted 23, and then I posted personally 3,200.
All I want to know is you personally.
3,200.
You have proof of that?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Now, tell me how it came about that you posted this bail back in December of 2002.
In December of 2002, he had to go back to court for a bail hearing where they brought it back up because they had reduced it to like $3,500. They brought it back up to $75,000, excuse me. And I wasn't there. But his lawyer called me at home and told me that the bail was raised and that he was incarcerated again and that I would have to be the one to get him out.
Do you recall what the charge was in December of 2002?
It was because of his priors, that they had overlooked that the first time he went to court for the bail reduction hearing. So they overlooked that, so they brought it back into court in December, and that was around the holidays, and my daughter was around 1 then. So I bailed him out with my credit card. His lawyer even picked me up from my house and brought me to the bail bondsman where I used my credit card and bailed him out. And then he brought me to the car that he was driving that day when he went to court, and I took the car home and everything.
Okay. Now, you see, Mr. Harris, one of the things that I have to determine when I finish this bail portion of the case is whether or not you have a violent nature, whether you can control yourself, or whether there is truth to the allegation that you vandalized her car. Right now, what you're doing is suggesting to me that you lack the capacity to control yourself. So far, I don't hear, madam, that you made an arrangement with Mr. Harris for this bail to be a loan.
Okay, even though it was always understood that he was going to pay me back.
It may have been understood. Understood isn't a contract.
Okay, yeah.
Understood means that you understood it. But when his lawyer called you, his lawyer cannot make a contract with you.
His lawyer?
Only he can make a contract with you.
He did.
Well, then let me hear.
Here's a tape record. I recorded one of our conversations.
Where's the money you owe me? Where's the money you owe me for your bail bond? I'm gonna pretty much need it because you're gonna throw me in jail. I might as well keep it, right? You know what? You told me you would pay me for your stinking bail bond.
Cheryl, I know you for a fact. That's not true.
You know what? You told me you would pay me back.
I will pay you back, and I told you that.
I'm not gonna pay for your bail bond. I'm never gonna pay for your again. I paid for your for 2 years.
I didn't say that. Did I say that, baby? Listen to me.
No.
Is there anything else there about the bail? Okay. How much did he pay you back?
He's paid me about $700 since.
How has he paid it? In check, cash?
Yeah, usually he'll give me like a money order. He would give me money once in a while.
Show me.
Like money orders? He would keep the receipts.
How much money did you give her back? She says $700.
Yeah, I never gave her no money for bail because I never had a control over her bailing me out. I never asked her to bail me out.
So that your statement is, Mr. Harris, that you never gave her any money back. She says you gave her $700.
No, I never gave her no money for that. You're correct. She told me it was a gift for being a great father.
Just answer my question, Mr. Harris. Don't you understand? My mouth is moving again. So what you're saying is you gave her back no money towards the $3,200 in bail. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Good. Good. Then you owe her $3,200 because that's what you said. That's what you said on the tape, that you owed her for the bail. Now, let's get to the damage to the car. Your car was damaged on 2 separate occasions.
Right.
Give me the dates.
May 18th and September 1st of 2004.
How was the car damaged on May 18th, 2004?
I have a picture here. Show you. The driver's side mirror was broke off. The windshield was shattered. There was multiple dents in the car, on top of the car by the sunroof, on both doors on the driver's side.
Yes.
I found a big heart-shaped rock right next to the car.
Okay. Now, what proof do you have that Mr. Harris did this damage?
Oh, I saw him. We saw him. It was over at, we were at a family friend's house. And after I noticed that it happened, my sister was with me. She saw it, and she ran back into the house. And then they all came outside, and while I was standing there looking at the car, he came by in our Lexus. And he
so you didn't see him do it?
Yes.
So you didn't see him?
He came by.
Listen to me. So you didn't see him do it?
I didn't see him. I saw him come down the street with his lights off and come down and come back around, and he rolled his window down and threw something else at me while I was out there with all my friends.
So you didn't see him do this. Now, on September 1st, how was your car damaged?
There was a big hole in the back window of my mom's car. The rock was inside, and there was like a cigarette butt. Not the butt, but the regular end, and it reeked of gasoline. I wasn't there when it happened, but the people that did see it happen.
Where were you at?
Mr. Harris.
Where were you at, Miss Wynn? Tell them where you were at.
The people that...
Mr. Harris, just a second.
Yes.
Mr. Harris, how old are you,
You should know where I was at.
I'm 28.
Where are your parents?
My parents?
Yeah,
They're probably at their home.
You have a mother who's alive?
Yes, ma'am. Father,
Where does
too.
she live? I'm speaking. Where does she live?
That's personal. I don't want to tell that on camera.
In what state does she live?
That's personal, too. I don't want to put that on camera.
It's fine. Listen to me, Mr. Harris. There is a very strong probability, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Bird, would you go over and take those papers away from him? Because I'm talking to him.
Well, I'm looking for this paper. There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome, boss.
There's a very strong probability that even though you don't wish to divulge and I don't wish to press it where your parents live, that they're going to be watching you. I feel sorry for them because you're acting like such a fool, sir. I really do. The only thing that I can say in your favor is I've read the report, and the report seems to indicate that you're trying to be a good father to your daughter, which suggests to me that at least part of you is a salvageable human being. But you are such a wise guy, and you're so used to getting over, and you're so used to acting like a fool that you can't even control yourself in court, which is probably one of the reasons why you're in court and in trouble so often.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
She paid you for a month's rent on September 7th.
No.
Shh. Listen to me. So far, you're losing. You have to listen. Listen. Open up your ears. Put on your listening ears, okay?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cheryl Wynn claims ex-boyfriend Arthur Harris Jr. owes for bail money after he was arrested for the possession of drugs. Cheryl also claims Arthur vandalized her car on 2 separate occasions.
I don't have to, Ms. Wynn, go into the 2 incidents with the car. There is probably very little issue that he was responsible for the damage to your car. But you are suing him, and the total amount that you are suing him for is $3,100. Now, you claim the bail was $3,200, which is supported by the evidence, but you say that he paid you back $700. Mr. Harris, because he's such a wise guy, has sworn under oath that he paid you back nothing. I don't think that you are responsible for his bail, and I don't think that even at that time you were dumb enough to say, I'm posting your bail because you're such a great father. Be that as it may, I have a tape that I believe where he said that he owes you this money. And since he swore under oath that he didn't pay you back the $700, even though you say he did, I'm entering a judgment in your favor for exactly what you are requesting, which is $3,100, which more than covers the damage to your cars. Do we understand each other?
Yes, we do.
And maybe Mr. Harris will learn that it's not always a good idea to be a wise guy, especially in court. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Goodbye, Miss Man. She's mad because for 2 years, I took her money. I took all of her money for 2 years and bought 3 homes with it.
I'm family, take care of the baby, take care of the house, go to school, make money.
Then when I got tired of her, I dumped her on her butt.
And then he just does whatever he wants.
I'm in jail. I can't make her call me.
He can't even talk to me like a real person. He has to always talk down on me.
So if she wants to bail me out, she's just doing her job. She's what she's trained to do.
That's why he's having such a hard time letting me go.
She's really crazy, so it ain't nothing.
I pray to God that he grows up for the sake of our child.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Joyce versus Morales. Step forward.
25-year-old wholesale account manager Marlena Joyce is suing her ex-roommate, 22-year-old mortgage assistant Rachel Morales, for unpaid rent and for damages she caused to their apartment. Rachel says she moved out because Marlena's boyfriend moved in.
Miss Joyce, you and a friend decided to move to San Diego, not this person, and you leased an apartment with this friend. Shortly after you leased the apartment in September, the friend decided to move home, leaving you with the apartment. You found the defendant, and she said she also needed a place to live. You agreed that she would move in practically immediately. On what date did your friend move home?
Did he move back?
Yes.
August. No exact date. I don't remember the date.
So in September, you had to come up with rent. And what date did Miss Morales move in?
First week of September?
September 7th, actually, due to the fact she had a house guest already there.
You moved in September 7th.
But she had all her stuff in before he moved.
That's why
before
I
he
paid
came
you
to
the rent
visit.
for it.
Shh, don't fight with each other.
Sorry.
You moved in September 7th, and you paid rent.
I gave her the check on September 1st because I had movers bring my belongings already.
How much did you give her?
$725 total.
And that was your agreement? And you moved out on October 7th.
My physical belongings, October 7th, yes. I stayed, after our argument, I left that night and never returned. But because my stuff was there, I felt I owed her those 2 days.
You left on October 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? And she paid you for a month's rent on September 7th.
No, ma'am.
Shh. Sorry. Listen to me. So far, you're losing. You have to listen. Listen. Open up your ears. Put on your listening ears, okay? The rent was $725. You gave her $725. You gave her $725. You moved in, according to you, on September 7th because she had a house guest. You moved out on October 7th. That's what you just told me.
Yes, ma'am.
So that I'm asking you, what do you want?
On October 1st, she paid rent. We got into an argument at work because she didn't want my boyfriend at the house, at her house.
Well, at the house that she was paying rent on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you move out?
The reason when I first moved in, we decided no boys. And I gave her the 7 first days in September for the fact she had her boyfriend for Virginia visiting. And I'm like, that's rude of me to be the third wheel. We decided no boys. Like, that was the whole thing. No sports,
You mean
no
no
nothing.
boys sleeping over?
Sleeping over. And then she meets this guy 2 weeks later on a Saturday. His physical...
Slow down. Slow down.
His physical...
Slow down.
She met him on a Saturday, and he moved in on Tuesday. Physically
That's not
moved
true.
in.
Shh, don't answer her.
The reason I know this is because every day on my lunch I go home, and he was there when she wasn't there. I would go home my lunch,
So
and he was there.
the boyfriend sort of moved in.
Yes, and I physically saw him moving his stuff in, doing laundry that day. And I'm like,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, was the argument that you had with her, Miss Joyce, over the boyfriend? That's what you said?
Yeah.
And she said to you, I don't want to share my house with...
And I told her, you haven't given me a penny for the deposit. Your name is not on the lease. Until I see anything for the deposit, this is not your house.
Okay.
You're staying...
All right, got it, Miss Joyce, I got it. Now, I'm asking you, Miss Joyce, she was there for a month. She paid you for a month. What are you suing her for?
She moved out without giving me a 30-day notice.
She doesn't have to give you a 30-day notice. You breached your agreement with her. She doesn't have to give you 30-day notice, period. You breached your agreement with her. Your agreement with her was that the two of you were going to be sharing this apartment together. You moved in a third party who was not paying rent.
No,
Next!
nobody moved in.
Next!
Nobody moved in.
Listen to me. Next. What are you suing her for?
Damages her dog did to my carpet.
Well, did you have a dog?
Yes, I did.
Did you have a dog?
Yeah, she's in dog care, though.
Just a second. You had a dog and she had a dog. So what you're talking about is some dog peeing on the carpet. Is that right? You have scientific proof to establish to my satisfaction, Miss Joyce, that it was Her dog and not your dog?
We both know it was her dog.
Well, she doesn't know that.
I know. She knows. She would have me run inside before guys would come to the house to clean up her dog's poop. So when she brought the guy inside, the house would be clean. My dog stays in a cage, and he has his puppy pads.
Miss Joyce, grow up. It didn't work out. You did the wrong thing. You don't bring a third person into the house and say to your roommate, suck it up. You don't do that, because what you did was say, suck it up. You didn't pay your deposit, therefore, and you're not on the lease, so you can't tell me who to have in my house. She's already paid you $725 for the privilege of being able to say who she wants in her home. Do you understand that? Goodbye.
All right, is our excuse, you miss.
Shertara says Cindy should be suing her sister.
Yeah, this is case number 412 in the calendar in the matter of Evans versus Zachary. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Evans, sometime last year, according to your complaint, you were in an automobile accident and your car was totaled.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that the accident was the fault of the other driver and that the defendant, Miss Zachary, is that other driver.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Zachary says she doesn't know you, she's never seen you before, and if your car was in an accident, it wasn't her fault. She had nothing to do with it. That's your defense. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
When was the accident?
On May the 14th of 2003.
Where?
Lakeview Terrace. Lakeview Terrace.
Which is in what?
California. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Anyway, I was going one way and somebody in a Ford Bronco came out of a driveway in front of me. Wasn't even watching where she was going, and I had nowhere to go. I wound up plowing into her car. And it wound up totaling the front end of my car.
So the car, the Ford Bronco, was coming out of a driveway?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that car damaged?
A little bit. It had a little bit of paint on it, but it was a big SUV.
And what kind of car were you driving?
1988 Toyota Corolla SR5, two-door sport coupe.
Small car?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time you've seen the defendant since the accident?
Yes.
Now, after the cars collided, what did you do? Did you get out of your car?
Slowly, yeah, I did. I got out.
And the driver of the other car?
She got out, and...
Did you exchange information?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
So at some point, you had to have been face-to-face?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Do you have a copy of the police report?
I have a copy of a little form that the police gave
I'd like to see it, please.
Plus the information that she wrote down for me.
Is what you're telling me that the defendant wrote out her name and her address?
Yes, ma'am.
So after this happened, tell me your insurance company did what?
Well, first of all, I only have liability on my car, which of course I've learned since then, and now I've got uninsured motorists on my car. But they told me to protect me, that they would try to go after her after my explaining how the whole accident happened, and they deemed that it was not my fault. And they did everything they could to try to go after her and contact her, and they were unsuccessful. So they eventually had to close the case. And I kept trying to contact her based on the numbers that I had on the paper that I gave you, and left messages, that type of thing. Never spoke with her. Then I got a call from somebody, a lady, left a message on my voicemail telling me that she had died. It was about a month and a half later.
And who had died?
The person who claims to be the one who hit my car. First of all, I need to clarify something. It was a different name than what this defendant's going under.
What do you mean it was a different name?
Well, I have found out that it's not the same person, that the name that was given to me is not the same person that's in this room.
Well, what is your first name?
Shertara.
Shertara. And S-T-A-R-W-I-S-H-I, Eddington. Who is that?
That's my sister.
Bert, I'd like you to take a piece of paper, hand the defendant a pencil and a paper for me, would you please? Miss Zachary, I want you to print your sister's name. Print it, quickly. Full name. And I want you to print 12 bill. Now I want you to write it. And her address. Bill. Could you hand that to me, please, Bruce? Thank you. Okay, so you tried to contact her.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
couldn't. You got a call from some lady that said that the person who you were trying to reach was dead.
Yes, that's correct.
And what brought you to the defendant?
Well, I gave up thinking I had no other place to go, and then about 3 months ago, I got an actual call from Starwishy Eddington. She had got notification from the California DMV about the accident.
She had gotten what?
Notification that her license was going to be suspended because I had reported the accident to the state like I was supposed to. And she eventually got my information to contact me. And she told me that, you know, it was not her, that she even had a letter from her sister saying that the vehicle was hers, that she was not involved in the accident. She wanted to meet with me for me to see for myself that it was not her, which we did do that. I could see from the moment I saw her that she was not the person I got into the accident with. She also produced a picture with 3 girls in it, and I happened to point out the person I had the accident with, and she told me it was Shatara. So at that point...
Okay, I'll hear you.
Okay.
The only thing I have to say is that it was my sister. It was my car. I let my sister use it. She got into the accident with my sister, and the only thing that I can think of her blaming it on me is because she needs her license for her job.
Can you think of any reason why Miss Evans would identify you as the person she had the accident with?
I don't know. I look just like my sister. I wish I would have brought a picture. We look alike, a lot alike.
You look very much alike?
Very much alike, with the same height and everything.
So it would be easy to confuse the two of you?
It is. We're the same height, same hair color, same complexion. We're the same.
Are you the same age?
She is 2 years older than me.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I do have additional evidence, and I do have a witness I'd like to produce if I can.
I'll be happy to hear the witness and see the evidence.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's her sister.
Ooh.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think that they're both scammers.
But I remember who the person I saw, Your Honor. I was ticked off. You know, I was getting jacked around.
You still are. We're going to try to undo it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cindy Evans says her car was hit by fellow motorist Shatara Zachary. Shatara claims she's being framed by one of her sisters.
Hold this way.
Excuse me.
There's a family resemblance, but you don't look exactly alike. What's your name?
Starwishy Eddington.
Would you have the witness, please, write down her name? Where do you live, Miss Eddington?
Van Nuys.
What's your address?
153 apartment.
Who lives at Hill?
Her mom. My mother.
Your mother. Could you write your name, please?
Yes.
And I want you to write Hill. Thank you. Can I have that back, please? How many sisters do you have?
2, 3. Mm-hmm. No, because I was, 3.
Hmm?
3. 3 biological sisters.
What are their names?
Keisha.
Keisha what?
Keisha Nicole.
Go ahead.
Antoinette and Shatara Zachary.
You're the only Eddington, is that right?
I'm a Zachary too, but I got married, so yeah, I'm the only Eddington, yes.
Very interesting. You have a letter, allegedly from the defendant, indicating that she was the driver of that car?
She didn't write in the letter she was the driver. She wrote that she owned the car. It was my car. I did what she asked me to do.
Let me see the letter. You know what I find interesting? Neither one of you can spell the word Eddington as it was written for the plaintiff. The person who you were in an accident with.
Yes, ma'am.
Spelled their last name, E-D-D-I-N-G-T-O-N.
I'm aware of that, yes.
This lady spelled it E-D-I-N-G-T-O-N. 1 D.
Yes, ma'am.
This lady spelled her name the same way, E-D-I-N-G-T-O-N. That's very peculiar, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. It could be that she might want to throw me off because I used everything I can find to locate her, and I even called directory assistance. I gave them the spelling of her name, and I came up empty.
This says, I'm not responsible for the accident because my sister, Starwishi Eddington, was not driving, and I was not driving.
That's what she asked me to write. Verbatim.
You want to know something, Miss Evans? I don't think either one of these ladies was driving your car.
Can I say something?
I think that they're both scammers. I do. I think that they know who was driving that car, but it wasn't either one of them.
I have one more piece of evidence.
Maybe I'm wrong. Show me.
It's a picture. It's a picture that Starwishi showed me, and I pointed out the driver, and she told me it was her sister.
That
and she
picture
didn't
is
even
like
tell me.
5 years old.
But I know, I remember who the person I saw, Your Honor.
I'll take a look at the picture.
Judge, you know, I have no reason to lie. I will be willing to take a lie detector test if I have to pay.
About what?
I mean, the whole situation, because I was not driving.
Oh, I believe that you weren't driving the car. Miss Eddington, the person who wrote this, I don't think was you. And the person who wrote this, I don't think was her.
Can I say one thing about
Sure.
that? That could have been her mother that wrote that down because she was there too at the time. I didn't actually see her write it.
Of course you didn't see it.
Oh, you got a problem. Who's this?
Me.
How long ago?
We were probably about 6 years ago.
Do you have a picture of your other sisters?
In my purse.
I'd like to see them.
Okay.
Go. Thank you. Hurry back.
May I say something while we're waiting, Your Honor?
Yes.
I mean, all I know is that I got into this accident. This person calls me 2 months ago telling me that she's not the person that I thought she was. I mean, as far as I know, I'm talking to a ghost, okay? I mean, I was in shock, you know, because it was over and done with. I met with this person. She showed me the picture. I pointed out the person, and she told me who it was. I know I have not seen this person since the accident or since we walked into this courtroom, but I was ticked off. You know, I was getting jacked around.
You still are. We're going to try to undo it.
Oh, okay.
Now, what was the address of the place where you had this accident? Do you remember where it was?
12 Boulevard. It was right in front of the complex.
And that's where your mother lives, is that right?
Yes.
Now, I want you to tell me who else lives with your mother.
My sister.
Your sister who?
You want to know her name?
No, I want to know her foot size.
Well, she wears a size 9, and her name is Judith. My little sister, my little brother, and my mom. I don't live there.
But you did own the Ford that was involved in the accident, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And who was driving the car on May 14th, 2003? Look at me. Who was driving the car?
Her.
How did she get the car?
I'll let her use it.
Good. Tell me the surrounding circumstances surrounding you letting her use your car.
She asked, and I said,
What
yeah.
date did she ask if she could use the car? On that same day?
I guess so. I
No,
mean,
don't,
I
listen,
don't know.
Listen
I
to
don't
me.
know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know what date it was. That was so long ago. I don't know.
Well, try to think. When did you find out that the car had been in an accident?
When Cindy served me with papers. There wasn't any
just a
dents
second.
in my car.
Judith, listen to me. May 14th, at your mother's house, your sister was using your car, right?
Right.
Okay. And your car was involved in an accident.
Right.
So that your sister says that you borrowed the car, right? Listen to me.
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was either you who were driving the car or your sister who was driving the car? Is that right?
It wasn't.
Speak up!
Yes.
Yes, either you or your sister who was driving the car, correct?
It wasn't me.
It was either you or your sister who was driving the car.
It wasn't me.
Good. But you are the owner of the car.
Yeah, well...
You're it. The tail is on you, madam. When you own the car, you... When you own the car, try to look intelligent. When you own the car, you are responsible for whoever is driving the car if they're in an accident. You are the owner. You are responsible. You have to demonstrate to a judge at some time in the future that it was not your fault because someone was driving the car without your permission. That person perhaps stole the car. But if what you're telling me is that you loaned your sister the car and let her drive the car and you are the registered owner of that car.
No, I'm not.
It's you. Well, that's what is right here.
I'm not the registered owner.
Well, who is the registered owner?
The person who I got it from, I guess. I mean, it never was registered in my name.
Someone is scamming Miss Evans, and I don't know who it is. And maybe it's somebody by the name of Eddington, and maybe it's one other of these charming, beautiful sisters that are depicted in here. I don't know who it is. All I know is, put your hand down. All I know is that I have a document signed by you because I've checked the signature that you are the owner of the 1988 Ford car that was involved in an accident. You are therefore responsible for the damages to Miss Evans' car. You may try to implicate somebody else. You may implead, if you wish, someone else when you sue your sister, who you say was driving the car. You may, in fact, sue the actual owner of the car if you wish to name the actual owner of the car. Until you do, the tail is pinned on you. How much was the car damaged?
It was totaled, Your Honor. But I've got an estimate here for $2,217.37. That's just for the damages alone to the car. That doesn't mean for the total loss.
Listen.
You're scamming me, Miss Evans.
I don't think so.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Miss
Both
Evans,
of you guys
what do you do for a living?
I'm a part-time remote regulatory document processor for a trans-management company.
The interesting thing is, I don't know whether the police would remember the person who was involved in this accident and who actually they interviewed when they came to the scene. It would be interesting to me. But I certainly think that the person who gave false information should be prosecuted and spend a couple of weeks in jail.
I agree.
Because that's what happens when you file a false document and you make somebody spend a year and a great deal of time trying to get a certain amount of justice. You'll get that here.
Thank you.
Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant to the amount of $2,200. You can go sue whoever you like.
No, that's
fine.
all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The calendar, in the matter of Tucker Parman versus Owsley Brown. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Your relationship to Turan?
I'm her mother.
This is your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Neither of you were present on November 19th of 2001 when this fight took place. Is that right? You are merely here as nominal parties. You are suing because your daughter had certain medical bills and your daughter is a minor. So you're here with her. So I'm going to have the two moms sit down. Taryn, it is your claim that Erica assaulted you on the 19th of November, that she assaulted you and caused you some very serious injury. You had some 50 stitches as a result of this incident. And the defendant says that there was a fight, but she struck back in self-defense, correct? So, Taryn, why don't you tell me what started this argument?
Well, I never had an argument with her, actually. It was nothing to do with me and her. I had went to the park.
You went to the park?
Yeah.
Who did you go to the park with?
I went to the park with Steven, who was my boyfriend at the time.
And what did you go to the park for?
Well, a week prior to this happening, he had broken up with me to go out with Ashley, her witness.
And then he came to your house?
And he said that I want to be back with you. I don't want to go out with her anymore. Let's go to the park. I know they're up there. And we'll tell her that me and her aren't going to be together anymore, that me and you are going to be together.
Why was that necessary? Taryn, why was it necessary for you to accompany him?
It wasn't, but...
It sure wasn't. That was really stupid. If he wants to have a conversation with his couple of weeks' girlfriend, let him take care of that by himself. All right, so you get to the park. And what happened when you get to the park with the genius over here?
Well, I go to get out of the car, and Ashley runs over the side of the car. I really didn't have a chance to have words with her because she came over, started saying cuss words, you want to fight me, flicked a cigarette in my face, and came at me, so I came back at her.
What do you mean you came back out at her?
She came at me like to hit me, so I came back at her.
Just a minute. How could you come back at her if you were in the car?
No, this is right after I stepped out of the car. She ran over the car.
She ran over to the car when you first arrived.
Well, I stepped out of the car, and then here she comes around the corner.
No, you didn't tell me that. Now you're getting back. So you got out of the car.
Yes.
And the boyfriend got out of the car.
Yes.
And Ashley comes running up to you, cursing you.
Yeah.
Because now you're with her boyfriend, right? You think. And then you've had a fight with her.
Yes.
Just the two girls.
Me and Ashley, yes.
And what is Prince Charming doing while you're fighting with Ashley?
Standing with his brother and other people that had came to the park. They were standing there watching, I guess.
Okay, so did you finish fighting with Ashley?
Yeah, her brother came up and kind of broke it up. She walked over to her friends, and I walked over with Steven beside his car.
And then what happened?
Then Steven's brother, who was there, were trying to get Erica to hit me. They're like, oh, fight her, fight her. She just beat up his friend.
Just a second. His group
Yes.
was instigating Erica
Yes.
to fight you. And tell me again what they were saying.
They were just telling her, they were like, oh, she got in a fight with your friend. How are you going to let her do that to your friend?
So they wanted your boyfriend, Prince Charming over here, according to you, wanted Erica to beat you up.
Yes.
And that's after he told you to come to the park with him to tell Ashley that he didn't want to see her anymore.
Yes.
You following this?
Oh, very closely, very closely.
All right, so now they're instigating Erica to fight you.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Okay, well, I was standing near Steven's car, and they were all in a group near us. I wanted to leave, and I had said to Steven, I looked over and I'm like, let's leave. When I went to turn back around, she hit me in the side of the face, got me on the ground, got on my back, took my head and slammed it into the concrete.
That is a lot.
Shh, just a second. Wait 1 second, you're going to have a turn. Okay. And is that when you were injured?
Yes.
And where were you injured?
All around my eye, and I have pictures.
I'd like to see them. And these injuries occurred as a result of your face being slammed into the concrete?
Yes.
What are these marks on your back?
Well, when she got me like onto the ground, I guess she dug her nails into my back.
What finally stopped the fight?
After she did that, I guess she realized what she had done because, immediately blood started gushing out. They looked, saw what I had done, and everyone ran and got into cars to leave.
What about Prince Charming?
He came over to me and got me, and we got in his car and we left.
Now let me hear your version of the events.
Well, her cousin Stephanie was at school one day, and she came up to me before all this stuff had happened and said that she went up to the park and Ashley ran from her. This is how it all started, okay? This has to do with later on in
I don't
the
have a
story.
cousin named Stephanie, but...
Don't interrupt her.
Well, they said they were cousins. And she said that she ran from her, so I was like, that's not true. My friend wouldn't run from her, you know? I was like, that's lying. I was like, she's lying, you know? She got suspended from school for coming at me.
Who did?
Her cousin, Stephanie. Well, they said they were cousins.
Okay. So she got suspended from school?
Yeah.
And this was before this happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happened on the 19th?
Steven and Ashley were at the park. They got into a fight. He said, oh, well, I'm going to get Taryn because Ashley broke up with him.
So he was at the park first, before he went to pick up
Yeah,
Taryn.
we were all at the park without her there. Okay.
And they had an argument. These two people had an argument.
And she broke up with him. So he was like, oh, well, I'm going to get Taryn, you know. She's going to whoop your butt when I get back. So she picks Taryn up. Taryn gets out of the car. Oh, so you're the little twit that Steven's going out with. And she's like, yeah, you know what? And Taryn was like, oh, well, you know, calling her names, calling her a B, you know, saying dirty cuss words to her. And so Taryn hit her, and then Ashley hit her, and they were rolling on the ground and everything. Mike came over, got him.
Who's Mike?
Her brother. He came over, got him up, and Taryn was standing there, and she was like acting like a tough, like a bully or whatever. And so Taryn comes over to me. She's like, oh, so who's the one that got my cousin suspended from school? She's like, Erica, like that. And I was like, yeah, that's me. She's like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to fight for my cousin. And then she went like that, and she flinched at me, and she hit me, and I hit her.
No, just a second. She flinched at you.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell me, listen to me. Make sure you tell me everything that happened. Don't embellish it to make it sound better, because I'm a truth machine.
I know.
Do you understand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Taryn Parman claims she was badly injured during a fight with 15-year-old Erica Brown. Erica says Taryn was looking for trouble, and she found it.
So far, I believe you. So now don't tell me anything that's not true.
Oh, my.
So here we go. After she flinched at you, what happened?
I moved like that because I thought she was going to hit me.
Yes, very slowly. And if you don't remember what happened next, you can say, I don't remember what actually happened next. Don't make it up as you go along.
I'm not.
Good. So you moved back to sort of avoid her.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then she hit me in the jaw.
How did she hit you?
With her fist.
Yes.
And she punched me in the jaw. And so I was like, and I hit her, and then she fell to the ground on her back. I didn't scratch her. The gravel, it was gravel. It wasn't concrete. The gravel scratched up her back. That was it. Because she had a very hurt knee, and her knee was all tore up and everything.
Okay, so she fell on her back.
Right. She was getting up like she was going to come at me. She grabbed my hair. I grabbed her hair. I banged her head into the ground. Then after that, it was like she got up and she just got into the car. She didn't say nothing to nobody. She didn't say anything. She just got up, got into the car. Steven got in. They left. That was it.
So what you're telling me is she hit you first.
Yes.
And you retaliated. Okay. Now I want you to tell me about this cousin, Stephanie.
I don't have a cousin named Stephanie.
I said in quotes, cousin, friend, whatever.
It's a girl that I used to know in middle school who moved away for 4 years and just moved back.
Yes.
I don't hang out with her.
Yes.
I know who she is. We talk at school occasionally when I went to school.
And I want you to tell me about this discussion that you had with the defendant, even though it was a short discussion, about Stephanie.
We never said anything to each other. At that park that day, we never said a word to each other.
So then you're telling me she just came on and assaulted you?
Denny, Steven's brother, and all of them were saying, oh, beat her, you know, beat her up, beat her up, beat her up. I went to turn around and she hit me. I never touched her. She hit me, she got me on the ground.
Steven was there.
She smacked my head into the ground.
Just a second. Steven, you think I would have believed a thing that he tells me? This idiot? Stand up here, Steven. I mean, I can't resist this one. You had a fight with Ashley at the park.
Yes, ma'am.
And after you had a fight with Ashley at the park, you went to her house.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said, we're going to go to the park now,
Yes, ma'am.
where the other people are sort of hanging around, because we're bored today, so maybe we can create a fight. Right?
No, ma'am. I wasn't
Well, what
thinking
did you go there for with her?
to talk to Ashley and let her know that I'm going to be back with Taryn.
You're lying.
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Yes, you are. What was the reason for getting her involved with Ashley?
I didn't know that Ashley was going to run up to the car and start a fight.
Well, you had had a fight with Ashley before you left the park.
It wasn't really a fight.
It was really a fight. It was an argument, which is why you went to her house. It was really an argument. She may not have hit you and you may not have hit her, but you had an argument. That's why you went to her house.
During the whole time that him and her had been going out, I had been talking to Ashley on the phone, so I never thought a conflict would. I had been talking to her. I told her that he was cheating on her. He was cheating on her the whole time he was with her. I talked to her on the phone every single day. She called me.
How old are you?
17.
You should be smarter at 17. I don't expect you to be fully cooked, but you shouldn't be an idiot. You went there looking for trouble, along with him. He especially knew that there was going to be trouble, and that he and his relatives egged a fight, egged her on to fight with you. Doesn't that say something about him? That he's a moron? Yeah. And you're a moron for being there. For that, you don't get rewarded. You got injured? Did you call the police?
Yes.
And was she arrested?
Yes, she was.
Was the charge dismissed?
Yes, it was.
Why?
They never told me.
Self-defense.
She didn't even file a police report. If I had hit her, why didn't she file a report?
I have it right here. Shh, just a second. Maybe she did. Self-defense. You went there looking for trouble, but for the fact that you went there with this idiot, there wouldn't have been a fight. And the two of you went there looking for trouble. And he knew that because he knew that there were two different factions there. And Mr. Idiot over here stood by while his two girlfriends fought. Isn't that what you told me? What is he doing sitting on your side of the table?
Because he was there.
Is he still your boyfriend?
No.
Shh. Thank God for small favors. Anyway, you went there looking for trouble. You found it. Pay your own medical bills. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you, Judge Judy. Taryn's a troublemaker, and she went looking for trouble, and she found it.
Jealousy, over girls being girls.
Look at me and look at her. Nobody likes her. She's not a liked person.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Busby versus Landfear. Step forward, please.
27-year-old telemarketer Larry Busby is suing 40-year-old tattoo artist Bill Lamphere for the cost of a tattoo and for the cost of its removal.
Mr. Busby, do not get too comfortable, sir. This case is not going to take that long.
Okay.
According to your complaint, you went to the defendant to have a tattoo put on your arm of your girlfriend.
Correct.
He put the tattoo on your arm. According to you, it was a terrible job. You went someplace else and had the other arm tattooed, same girlfriend. Is that right?
Yes.
You want the defendant to pay not only what you paid him to tattoo your arm because you didn't like the job, but you want him to pay the cost of having the tattoo surgically removed.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Let me see the tattoo that the defendant put on your arm.
This is it right here.
Okay. Now let me see the tattoo and her name is Silly?
No, that's just what I call her. It's like a nickname. And both tattoo artists, they use the same.
Don't speak to me, just show me.
Okay.
And there's Silly Girl.
Right.
Okay, so we have one silly. Now let me see the other one. One silly and one silly girl.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Step back, sir. Tattooing, excuse me, Mr. Lamphere, I think it's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. All right, people.
I make a good living at it.
I understand that, especially if somebody tattoos a picture of a girlfriend or a girlfriend's name on an arm. I mean, marriages don't last. 50% of people get divorced first time, 40% the second time. They put the names of the girlfriend. They all want to have it taken off. The second wife doesn't like the first wife's name staring at her in the middle of the night, you know. Well, that's stupidity. Not only didn't you put a name, you put a whole picture on there. And not everything is the same. It's an art form. It's not going to be exactly a picture. It's going to be a rendition of a picture. Even if you stay together, she's going to get older. And your skin is going to change. Do you know what happens to your skin sometime? As you get older, Mr. Busby, what happens is the skin gets a little flabby. So her face may not change, but your arm is going to get a little droopy. And believe me, sir, 20 years from now, those pictures are going to look very, very different on your arm.
Well, ma'am, if I can just explain that the fact I want a tattoo of the way she looks now, I understand, you know, she's going to age and things are going to look different, but I want something
and
the
your
way she
arm
looks
is going to
now.
age, sir.
Right, I understand that, ma'am. The main point is that I took this picture right here that I had blown up, this picture right here, to both tattoo artists, okay? I understand there's a certain amount of freedom that each artist has for their artistic freedom. And I can even point out in this tattoo right here that, you know, it's a different necklace. The hair's got a few different waves in it, you know, and I'm not trying to be like a complete perfectionist. Like the nose is a little too big there, but that's not a big deal. I'm not like that strict about being perfection. But I mean, like these two, it's no resemblance at all to her. I carried in a stack of photographs like this.
Mr. Busby, sometimes you go get your hair done. You go to a very, very famous hairdresser, and they color your hair, if one does that, and they cut your hair, and it comes out terrible. You hate it. You don't go back to them. You don't go back. This is a very subjective thing you have on your arm, sir.
But I made it clear to him that I wanted, I guess why I used so many different pictures, I wanted to have a strong resemblance to her. And this tattoo does not resemble her at all. It looks like Linda Blair from The Exorcist. I went in there, I told him, I said, this is my girlfriend.
It doesn't look like Linda Blair. It looks lovely. And maybe if this relationship doesn't work out, you'll find somebody who more closely resembles your right arm. Now, If you go to a tattoo artist who is not taking the photograph, it's a rendition, it's a picture of somebody. Why somebody would want to have that done, I have no clue to begin with. It's not a photograph. It's a picture. It's his sense of what it is. And maybe he's a lousy tattoo artist. But you don't sue for that, sir. And I certainly, after I had one experience that didn't turn out the way I liked it, wouldn't have gone to somebody else and had the other arm tattooed. Oh. To make a long story short, sir, you now have 2 tattoos. If you want to have one taken off, take it off. He's not paying for it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Walker, you and the defendant had a relationship of sorts. You have a child together, and according to you, she filed an application for an order of protection against you in which she made some false allegations. You want to be compensated for the false allegations, time away from work, your humiliation, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
The defendant says that what she says was true, that she was not granted ultimately an order of protection after a trial because there wasn't enough evidence, and that she is counterclaiming because she says that you have filed numerous reports about her with Child Protective Services and the police, and they were all lies. So she's counterclaiming. Okay. How old is your child?
She's 8 years old.
Did the 2 of you ever live together?
No.
Do you have visitation regularly with your daughter?
Yes.
So when was the last time you saw your daughter?
I saw her the Saturday before Father's Day, the last time I saw her.
Why is that?
I live 2.5 hours away, and I drive up there to see my daughter. And until that, I won the case on April 24th because she had filed an order of protection through her allegations of me of harassing her. She would not let me see my daughter, and they gave her an order of protection.
Miss Callie, I want you to tell me why you filed an application for an order of protection.
Because he harassed me on the phone.
Well, tell me what he did.
He called me on my phone at one time. He told me, "You owe me." That was in November of 2001.
When did you file an application for an order of protection?
After the second harassment on the phone, which was in September 18th of 2002.
So a year later, he did something else to you. And what did he do a year later?
He called me on the phone and told me that he called the police and they were coming to get me and he was coming to take my daughter. So I got tired of that and
Just a second.
Okay.
Did he tell you why?
Yes, he told me I was a drug dealer.
That was on September 18th?
Well, September 16th, and I filed the papers on September 18th.
I'd like to see the papers that you filed.
Yes.
And that's what he said to you, Miss Callie.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That he's tired of dealing with you, that you were a drug dealer, he called the police, and he's going to come and take your daughter from you.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let me see the application that you filed. Let me see it, please. It doesn't say anything about that in your application for an order of protection, Miss Cowley. It says that on or about September 17th, this is what you say in your petition. You say that he arrived at your home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He wanted to see his daughter, and he made belittling remarks about you in front of your daughter. He called you a stupid... You didn't say that just now. You told me a different story. You told me he called you on the phone.
He did.
Well, that doesn't say that here.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
That's when I went down to car and we had to go back to court.
Are you not following what I'm saying to you? I asked you, why did you feel as if you were in fear of the petitioner so that you should file a petition for an order of protection? You told me about 2 dates. You told me about November of 2001 and September 16th, 2002, both of which were telephone calls. That's what you told me.
Well, I had been upset because he called me quite a few times, and when he came to visit my daughter, he had sent the police to my house. And what made me fear him is because he told me he had a gun in his car under his front seat. He told me about how he was going to hurt his first children's mother, and that's what made me feel as though I had to file an order of protection against him.
And the judge threw out the case?
Yes.
Rightly so. You're giving me a lot of who shot John. You abused the system. You were getting even with him for something. Is there a case involving custody and visitation in 2002?
Yes.
May I speak?
Yes.
In the 2002 custody case, I went for custody of my daughter. She has a 26-year-old son there who sells drugs. I tried to get custody of my daughter due to that issue right there. He's been in boot camp, and he's also been in jail for selling drugs. When he was 16, I asked her to let me put her son in the Job Corps. She says no. I said, you'd rather have your son selling drugs than be in a Job Corps? And she actually said, I'd rather have him here. I said, but he's selling drugs. 2 weeks later, he got busted because it was a shootout.
Mr. Walker,
and what happened
to the custody case?
She never even showed up to court. Here's the paper right here. I highlighted it for you. She never even showed up to court. It's right there. And the order, it's right in the order. And
just a minute. I assume that the law guardian advised the judge that the child should remain with her mother. Is that right?
Yes, but there's some extenuating circumstances that I need to clear up. I was a paralegal for this responsible fatherhood program. I caught a judge in Rochester lying on me, and a deputy chief clerk, and also a cop lying on me. So I filed with the FBI, the Inspector General's office, and 3 other federal agencies. And it's like a blacklist on me. That's why I moved away from Rochester to Elmira, because they put like a blacklist on me in regards to employment in Rochester due to me catching this judge lying on me. They used her as a tool to get after me. I've never threatened her. She knows I never did anything to her.
For the first 6 years of your daughter's life, did you have regular visitation?
Yes, I did. And her son was in jail. When he got back out of jail, I drove up to her house, and she lives in an area where they sell drugs right at the street corner. I'm looking at him coming off the street corner selling drugs. I tried to get my daughter out of it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believe that your son has been in serious difficulty involving drugs.
He wasn't, though, Judge Judy.
I don't believe you, madam.
Does he have police records?
I don't believe you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Donnell Walker says the mother of his child, Sharon Cowley, filed false charges with the police. Sharon says he threatened to use a gun.
All right. I think that she lied in order to get an order of protection, sir. I do.
Judge Judy, may I speak, please?
Sure.
Now, he knows that I'm not lying. What made me fear him the most, he hit a policeman's son in the face with a basketball.
What does that have to do with you?
It made me nervous because he kept coming to my house threatening me.
Listen to me. Miss Cowley, I was very, very clear, madam. I said to you, when you filed your application for an order of protection, you filed it for reasons. I want you to tell me the reasons that you filed a petition for an order of protection. And you said 2 things. One happened in November of 2001, and that was a phone call. And the next thing that happened was another phone call where he said to you, I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to come and get my daughter. That you considered a threat. And then you add this stuff about guns. Now, to me, if I asked a person why they felt threatened, they would have said to me right away, he threatened me with a gun. That might have caught my attention, but that's not what you said. Right. So I believe that you were using the court system, which fortunately did not grant you an order of protection, because I think if you had an order of protection against him, you would have abused it. And I'm awarding him $1,000 on his application. Now I'm going to hear your cross-complaint.
Okay.
You say he's called the police on you and your family on numerous occasions.
Yes.
Okay? Tell me about that, Miss Cowley.
Okay. Okay, Judge Judy, now, the 3 times that he's come to see my daughter, he's called the police on me.
What do you mean he's called the police
He's just called the police on me for nothing.
What does that mean? You mean they've come with him?
He's called them before he's come to my house.
And done what?
Tell them that I'm a drug dealer and he has to get my daughter out of the house. And he would have a problem getting her out of the house for visitation.
Are you telling me that he comes to the house with a police officer in order to pick up his daughter?
Yes.
He's allowed to do that.
What? But
he's allowed to do that because what he says is, I'm not going there without a police escort because I don't trust her.
Yes.
I don't trust her, A, not to create trouble, to say I bothered her or harassed her, and B, I don't trust her not to give me my daughter for visitation. So I'm going to ask the police to come with me. He has an absolute right to do that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a right to harass me.
How is he harassing you? You haven't told me how he's
harassing. By sitting the police there all the time for nothing when he's come before and pick her up with no problem until he had to go to court.
Give me a time when he called police when he did not come himself.
Oh, I have it marked on the calendar. He called on 3 times on me. All of these are no-shows where he did not come for his visit, starting from the beginning when we went to court.
Well, tell me what the police said when they came to your house.
When they came to the house, they came in and said that he called the police because he said gushes of marijuana smoke was coming out the door. We don't smoke in my house because my daughter has chronic asthma.
Where was your son?
He doesn't live with me.
Where was your son?
He wasn't there.
Has your son ever been incarcerated for drugs?
No, he hasn't, Judge Judy.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
He hasn't been locked up for drugs or anything.
Really?
Really.
Never been involved with drugs?
He wasn't in drugs. He was sent to Willard for smoking drugs. That's what he wasn't. He says that he was selling drugs.
Callie, you have no case. He's entitled to say his child was not living under good circumstance.
Well,
he has an absolute right to do that. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know why you've waited so long, sir. I don't know what kind of investigation they did with regard to the home situation. I assume that I assume that in Monroe County, they send out an investigator to do an investigation of both homes. I can only hope it happens. But I will tell you now, this case was not heard before a family court judge. It was heard before a referee because it was a default. It was her default because she didn't show up.
Right.
Now, you have the ability to file objections to this hearing officer's report.
I will be filing it when I get back to Rochester.
Well, I suppose that's a good idea. In any event, your counterclaim is dismissed, Miss Cowley.
Judge Judy, may I speak? This was from a judge. This is where they gave me custody of my daughter after Child Protective came out.
I'm not talking about custody of your daughter, madam. I believe that your son has been in serious difficulty with the law involving drugs, that there was drug use in the house with your daughter present. That's something that a father can be concerned. Don't say no when the answer is yes.
He wasn't, though, Judge Judy.
I don't believe you, madam.
Does he have police records?
I don't believe you. I believe that your son was doing drugs in the house, not selling them. I didn't say selling them. You said smoking them.
Judge Judy, I have a paper right here where he accused me and my son and my daughter of being drug dealers.
Well, how do I know that that's not true?
But because the Child Protective came to my house 3 unannounced times to find out if it was true.
And I want to tell you something. They couldn't find that if they came to your house 30 times to find out if you were selling drugs in your house. If you didn't want them to find out that you were selling drugs in the house, I don't want to hear it. Madam, he has the right, understanding that your son was a drug abuser, to question whether or not that house was a safe environment for his child. You do not have the right to, based upon the fact that you were annoyed, file an application for an order of protection without basis. You did that. I am awarding him $1,000 on his complaint, and I am dismissing your cross-complaint for him filing police reports and asking them to do an investigation as to whether or not there was drug activity in the house where his 8-year-old is living. I think that that was appropriate.
It's not
Goodbye.
true. He's a liar. If he was so concerned about me selling drugs in my house, why didn't he come visit her more often?
I had to go to court just to see my daughter, and before I would just pick her up.
Sometimes truth doesn't really come out.
What's going to happen? My daughter's going to grow up and see for herself that her mother's a liar.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Krezakowski versus Suggs. Step forward, please.
United States Marine Joseph Krezakowski is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old lease administrator Amy Suggs, for her share of a credit card debt.
Mr. Krezakowski, you claim that the defendant, who is your former girlfriend, owes you for some credit card debt.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that, yes, in fact, she did agree to pay half of the credit card debt that the two of you had accumulated while you were together. But then she had second thoughts about it after she made some payments, and she feels as if she should not have to pay that because she was sort of pressured into making the agreement. Is that your defense?
Not exactly.
Well, what's your defense?
There were extenuating circumstances when we separated, and I feel like I was taken advantage of in the situation. Not necessarily that I just decided I didn't want to make payments anymore.
Well, let's start with the fact that the two of you lived together.
Yes.
And that you had this credit card that had built up how much in debt, sir?
When we separated, it was at $6,500 and some change, ma'am.
And you agreed to split that debt in half?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you separated when?
About the 20th of July of 2002, ma'am, or of January.
20th of January.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did make payments up until March of 2003.
Correct.
And then stopped.
Right.
Okay, now explain why.
When we separated, I was in a situation when I was in North Carolina with my son, an 8-year-old, by myself. Joe had made reference several times to being in relationships before where everything had been taken away from him. I needed to get out of the relationship, and I was concerned that when we separated, it wouldn't be as easy as I wanted it to be. Not only was I alone in North Carolina, but I had no friends there to help me in my situation. When the discussion came up about us separating, I agreed not to take anything with me that he would have to replace, and I agreed to pay half of the credit card.
What do you mean you agreed not to take anything that he would have to replace?
Well,
what did you take with you?
I took my son's bedroom furniture, my personal belongings, my clothing, some extra dishes.
You took dishes? Go ahead. What else?
And I believe I took a hope chest, a cedar hope chest.
Anything else that you took, sir?
She took the computer and also a china hutch for the kitchen.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes, yes.
You left the computer out, and you left the china hutch out, right?
Right.
Was the computer purchased on the credit card?
It was purchased on a totally separate credit card that was already paid off by this time, ma'am.
Was anything that was taken by the defendant items that had been purchased on the credit card?
No, ma'am. Basically, the credit card was used for both our children's Christmas and birthdays and things for around the house.
Okay. You haven't convinced me so far, Miss Suggs. All I hear is a lot of excuses. You want to take one last shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
When we separated, majority of our furniture that we had accumulated together, we either brought into a relationship or bought while we were together. He kept all of it. I don't have anything to show for that. A few measly pieces of furniture.
Did you ask for anything else?
I wanted more things, but I wasn't in a position to ask because I was by myself. I didn't know how he would react, how he would respond.
Well, then you didn't ask for it. Then you took whatever you said you wanted.
Not only did I have to refurnish an entire apartment, I've paid him $1,300, in addition to the fact that at the time we separated, he was making probably twice as much as I was.
All of those are excuses. You were living together as a family. You had a child. Did you have children?
I have a son from a previous marriage that doesn't live with me, but he'd come and visit, ma'am.
Your son would come and visit, and your child lived with you. So you had this credit card that was used for your family. He agreed to pay for half. You agreed to pay for half. And I was right when I said later on, after you made some payments, you had second thoughts.
No, I didn't have second thoughts. All along, I felt like I had been taken advantage of.
You made the deal. Live by it. Stop being a crybaby. You made the deal. That's the deal. Stop having second thoughts about it. How come you didn't have second thoughts and say, you know, I really should give him the entire amount? How come it's always, I have second thoughts, I don't think I'm going to give him anything?
Because I didn't trust that he would leave me alone. I gave him all
that's
the furniture
unfortunate,
and made
madam. You haven't told me any reason why you didn't trust him. Because he had another bad relationship where he ended up on the short end of the stick financially? That was your reason? Miss Suggs, be a grown-up. You made the deal. You live by it. The check will be drawn to the card company, which will clear your credit, sir, of $2,481.65. That's all. Step out.
As I excuse, you may step out. Number 24 on the calendar in the matter of Powell versus Hughes. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mrs. Powell, which of these two young ladies is your daughter?
Carrie in the blue.
Step up, please. Carrie? Carrie, you were attacked by two dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dogs were they?
They were pit bulls.
Were you alone?
Yes, ma'am. I was going to visit a friend.
And what happened?
I was on the left-hand side of the street, and I looked around the neighborhood to check for dogs, you know, because I'm in a strange neighborhood and I don't really know. And all of a sudden, these dogs just ran out of the yard and attacked me. And I screamed and yelled until somebody finally came out.
Who came out?
It was a man that probably lived right across Caddy Corner from where the dogs were.
And what did he do?
He threw something at the dogs, and they ran off. And he took me into his house and wrapped my arm.
Were you bitten by the dogs?
Yes, ma'am.
After he wrapped something around your arms, what did you do?
He didn't have a telephone in his house, so we walked across, probably past one house, into the next yard, and used another neighbor's phone. And she phoned my mother. She phoned the police first, but they couldn't do anything, so she phoned my mother.
I was called. I had just returned home from a doctor's appointment and received a call from the lady, and she asked me to come and get my daughter because she had been attacked by two pit bulls.
And When you saw your daughter, describe what you saw.
She was bleeding and she was crying, and I got nervous, and she had blood all over her, and I brought the coat to show that she had on that the dog's attacking, and still has the blood stains and
Let me see.
and the tears. It's on the sleeves and the inseam.
Did you go to the hospital?
Yes, I took her. I called my husband and told him to meet me at Methodist Hospital, and I took her to the emergency room.
Do you have the report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
And also brought pictures of their house to show they don't have a fence around their house. Yeah, and I also brought a copy of the animal controls report.
I'd like to see it. Now, you folks are the owners of the dogs?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not at home when this occurred?
No, we were both at work.
How long have you had the dogs?
Since birth.
4 years.
4 years.
I read that your dogs did not have their vaccinations. Why not?
Because basically we keep the dogs in the house.
In the house,
Or in
outside
the-
of the house? They were outside of the house. That's why you're supposed to
And
have
we
them
also-
inoculated.
Pardon me?
That's why you're supposed to get them inoculated. That's the law, isn't it?
Yes.
The law is that they're supposed to be vaccinated every year for rabies, right?
Right.
When was the last time you had them inoculated for rabies?
When we picked them up from animal control, that was one of their procedures. They vaccinated them and gave them a homing device.
Before that?
Well, they had shots before that.
When they were, I think, like 8 weeks old or 10 weeks old.
So they
something
haven't
like
been to a
that.
vet since?
No illnesses, no reason to
No
take
illness. You do have a reason because the law requires that they be given a shot for rabies and distemper every year. That's the law. So after this incident occurred, the dogs were taken to quarantine.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, because you didn't have to go through the procedure of those very, very terrible shots. The dogs did not have rabies, yes.
Your Honor, I guess what she saw when she drove by our house, we don't have a fence from the driveway. Our yard is completely fenced in.
From the back.
From the back of the garage all the way around, and I've got the pictures. We do. What happens is, even though that it's fenced in, we still do not let our dogs run loose in the yard because they are pit bulls. When I came home from work Thursday evening, it was dark. It was in November. I get off work at 6:30. It's approximately 10 minutes to 7. And when I pulled up in the driveway, Valerie and China came off the porch and came up to the car.
Your two dogs?
Yes. And I was like, what's wrong with this picture? You know, something is not right here. So I got the flashlight out the back of the back seat of the car, and I let them in the front door. And then I walked around to the back apprehensively and saw that the door had been kicked in.
Does the back door open to the backyard?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is fenced in?
Yes.
Well, so what you're saying is someone tried to kick in the back door.
Right.
Your dogs got out.
Right.
But if they got out, they would have been in a fenced-in yard.
Nah, they would have been able to get out of the yard, actually. Jump the fence or whatever.
Well, that's... Put your hand down, madam, please. I see it up. If I haven't recognized you, there's a reason. Got it?
Yes.
We have a fence, but, you know, they can get out if they wanted to.
So what difference does it make if you have a fence?
Well, when we have our dogs out, they're on chains anyway, and they're not out unless we're at home, okay? And like somebody tried...
So the fence is useless?
Yeah, okay, you can say the fence is useless,
Okay.
yes.
Well, clearly the fence was useless.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still there.
But it was useless because the dogs didn't go out the front door. The dogs went out the back door, right?
With help.
And if the dogs went back the back door, then the second line of defense is a fence. They can jump over the fence, as your husband says, then the fence is useless. So it's like having no fence.
Now, if we're at work and our dogs are locked in the house and somebody attempts to break in our house, Your Honor, I mean...
Yes,
what-
Miss Hughes. You just a second. Your point is someone tried to burglarize your house but was not successful, didn't take anything. Your dogs got out, and there was this very unfortunate incident, and you're really not responsible. Did you notify your homeowner's insurance? Do you have homeowner's
No.
insurance? You don't have homeowner's
No.
insurance. Well, you should have homeowners insurance.
Animal control, when I got home, animal control left a thing on the doorknob. And it was very vague. It had nothing to say about, and it's right here. It had nothing to say that the dogs bit anybody or anything. You want it?
Yeah, just give him this.
Well, here, you can just have it. Here. Thanks. And what happened was, at this point, I'm still not even knowing that anyone was injured. I'm just finding the dogs out. So then, when my husband came home from work, the neighbor across the street said that they did bite a little girl. So I'm on the phone trying to call up animal control to get to the bottom of this and what's going on and whatever.
Animal control had came out and left that on the door. And the two dogs were right out there in the yard when they was there, okay? And he was able to walk up, you know, from what the neighbor across the street told me. He had threw treats to him before he got out and then put the notice on the door, okay? So before she got bit, to me, it seemed like animal control should have grabbed them dogs, you know, because they weren't on the on chains or nothing like that. Not to say that they're to blame or anything like that. I'm just expressing that animal control did come when the dogs was right out there in the yard, but did not take them.
It's not animal control's fault that you had not, in violation of the law, had your animals vaccinated from the time they were puppies. It's not their fault that for 10 days she had to wait to see whether or not she was going to have to go through a very painful series of shots for rabies because you had neglected to follow the law. You do not have homeowners insurance, which you should have to cover such situations, because that's why people have homeowners insurance. And bottom line is, you have somebody who's innocent, who's walking down the street, not doing anything wrong, and she is attacked by animals that you own. She has to be compensated for that because she is the innocent person. And while I'm not saying that you are guilty criminals, I'm saying guilty on this side, innocent on this side. Someone has to pay.
Basically, when you have pit bulls, because of the word,
police report.
because of the word pit bulls,
Yeah, give it a police report.
it's hard to get homeowners insurance. Had it been a mutt, we probably wouldn't even have been here.
Then that's what you should have. Then that's what you should have gotten.
Give it police report.
You like dogs?
I love dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You don't just. I'm speaking. You don't just love pit bulls. You love dogs.
I love all dogs.
Okay.
Just like you
So
can be
if
a
it's
bad parent, you can be a bad pit bull owner, and we're not the ones
Listen
like
to
that.
me. There are some lovely pit bulls, I am certain. But when you use the word pit bull, it usually means people who have those dogs for protection. You chose to get a dog that has the reputation when they bite you, they hurt you. You have to pay the consequences of that. And if you can't get, if my homeowner's insurance company said to me, we'll give you homeowner's insurance, but we're going to cut your insurance if the dogs that you choose to get are pit bulls, I would get a different variety of dog rather than not have homeowner's insurance. That's easy. Okay. What were your out-of-pocket expenses?
For Carrie's coat, I had paid $25. The emergency room was $60. The emergency room doctors to look at Carrie was $60. Clarion Health Hospital charged $132. Carrie's personal physician was $45, which was a total of $362. And then just for emotional stress and damages, that was a total of $4,638. And I also wanted to say, you know, Your Honor, those two pit bulls attacked my daughter. One had one arm and one had the other arm. And when I saw my daughter, I could have cried, and I was scared because I didn't know. I still don't know what the extent of the damage is going to be. You know, she's got scars from that. You know, so far the doctor said everything is okay, but we don't know long term.
You still have visible scars?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you step up? I'd like to see them.
My shirt is kind of... This is where the dog locked on this arm.
Here?
It locked on this one right here.
Yeah.
And then these are just where I kept trying to move my arm.
Here, here, and here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Not too much. Just a little one right here.
Put your jacket back on. While I don't think that she's going to have any long-term problem with movement or anything else, she's fine, but she clearly is going to be permanently scarred as a result of those bites. Yeah. I do find you, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, reasonable people, but who did an unreasonable thing. You did an unreasonable thing when you failed to have your dogs vaccinated. That was just the start. By maintaining those two dogs, you had to take into consideration that if they did attack somebody, they were going to hurt them. They attacked somebody who was an innocent. Had nothing to do with breaking into your house. And you anticipated that when you chose this breed of animal. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
All right, is our excuse. You may step out.
2 vicious pit bulls on an attack. If they had been really vicious, you couldn't have stopped them.
When I got there, she had blood everywhere. Her arms were wrapped up. You know, she was crying and hysterical.
We keep them because we're in a very high crime area where they're always breaking in the house, drugs and all that.
I'm just glad it's over and I hope I never have to go through it again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carney versus Valles, step forward, please.
83-year-old Juanita Carney is suing her granddaughter, 35-year-old social caseworker Josephine Valles, for car repair bills. Josephine says her grandmother repossessed the car. She's countersuing for the money she put into the vehicle.
Miss Carney, the defendant is your granddaughter.
Yes, she is.
You co-signed a loan for your granddaughter to buy a car. She did not have good enough credit to take out a loan herself. You say it was your agreement with her that she would work on clearing her credit so that eventually she could put the car loan in her name. She did not do that. And a year and a half after the car was purchased, you repossessed the car. When you repossessed the car, you had it fixed, and you spent $2,779 to fix the car. You want her to pay you back for the money that you spent to fix up the car. Your granddaughter is countersuing. She wants you to reimburse her for the down payment that she put on the car, which was $1,500, and for all the payments that she made on the car during the time that she had the car. Is that right?
Yes.
When was this car purchased, Miss Carney?
January of '99.
And when did you repossess the car?
September 2000.
Who maintained insurance on the car?
She did, but she dropped it in June of 2000.
Did you drop the insurance?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she came and threatened to take the car from me. Because she wanted to take a loan out on her house, and she could not do that because my car payment was stopping her.
When you dropped the insurance on the car, did you continue to drive the car?
Yes.
Well, you can't do that. What kind of car was it?
It was a '98 Hyundai Elantra.
And how much was the total purchase price?
$12,092.
Did you make all the car payments on the car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now, Miss Carney, you tell me why you repossessed the car.
During our transaction of the car, the salesman said that there was a mark in the credit report that you could not put it in her name. It had to be in my name solely. I asked her, are you willing to put it in your name once you clear up your credit? And she said yes, because one of the black thing that's on the credit is a mistake, and I can clear that, and I'll be glad to do it. And with that promise, I went ahead and allowed it to be in my name, knowing that I could be liable if anything would happen. Right before repossession, I was told that it was wrecked, and she was still driving it around. So I repossessed it. I took the car to a repair shop, and I have the receipts for both of them.
Where is the car now, Miss Carney?
I resold it. I had to fix it, and somebody else did.
Just a second. You sold it?
Yeah.
What did you sell it for?
$7,000.
Who did you sell it to?
To my daughter's friend.
She's taking over the payment. She didn't sell it. And the car was not wrecked when whoever picked it up took it.
Yes, it was.
Just a second.
There was nothing wrong with the car when it was taken from me.
Oh my
I was at work, and when I went out, the car was gone. There was nothing wrong with the car.
Do you have photographs of the car when the car was taken?
No, I didn't take any. The only thing that was apparent was a broken windshield. It was cracked. But what made it so expensive is that both airbags were deflated.
Your problem is that you dropped the insurance and continued to drive in the car. And if you did that, that rendered your grandmother liable. If you had an accident and hurt somebody and the car is in her name, they can take her house, they can get a judgment against her. So in my judgment, she had an absolute right, based upon the fact that you had no insurance, even though she might not have known it at the time, to take back the car. So you acted irresponsibly. So on your counterclaim, you're getting nothing. My problem is, Ms. Carney, that you took it upon yourself to gratuitously fix this car. You can't render her liable for that. And you're not going to get any money either. Do you have a car now?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a car do you have?
A 2001 Hyundai Elantra.
How'd you get it?
I financed it in October of 2000.
So right after your grandmother took back this car? So that you could have done what your grandmother asked
Not
you to
back
do
in
in
June, I
September.
couldn't have.
Well, did you call her in August and tell her you could do it?
No, I did not.
No. Your counterclaim's dismissed. So's your lawsuit.
Your Honor, this is case number 215 on the calendar in the matter of Warner versus Reno. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You're welcome. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Warner, you really don't know anything about this case. You are merely the owner of the car that was damaged. Is that right?
Correct.
And it's your granddaughter who was driving the car or the truck.
Correct.
So why don't you have a seat, and I'd like to see Jade Warner, please. Step up. Miss Warner, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were friends for a while, and then you had sort of a falling out over a boy. It was your boyfriend or her boy's boyfriend, and then it became your boyfriend. Whatever, it's nonsense. In any event, this thing culminated, according to you, when the defendant keyed your car. And you say that happened on the 19th of August.
Yes.
Where did it happen?
It happened at Holly Kellogg's house.
And what makes you think that the defendant, who denies that she did this, was involved in keying your car?
At 9:55 p.m. on August 19th, Holly called me because she needed a ride home from her work. I went up there to go pick her up, and as I was walking out with Holly, Jessica was standing by my car.
Okay, so you know Holly?
Yes.
Well, according to your answer, I read your answer, you said she was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Okay, I was leaving Coach's, and...
Coach's is what?
Holly's work. And Jessica was in a truck, a white truck, with her other friend, and they followed me from Holly's work to Holly's house, which is about 5 miles. As we went into Holly's house, I parked my car. We went in there. I was getting a couple of things out of Holly's room. Holly was closing her blinds. As she was looking in her blinds, she saw Jessica circle...
Don't tell me what she saw. Where is Holly?
Holly's right there.
Step up, please. No, you can stay.
Okay.
Right next to her. All right, so the plaintiff picked you up from work?
Correct.
Drove you home?
Correct.
You all went inside. According to the plaintiff, you observed something when you were closing the blinds when you got
Correct.
into your house. What did you observe?
As I was closing the blinds, I looked out my window and noticed there was a white truck and pulled up like closely to my driveway, and we have a security light outside that comes on and like a motion detector. And I looked out to see a like white truck with designs on the side. I noticed that it was the truck that Miss Reno had been riding in as they had followed me to my house from work.
How do you know that they had followed you home? Did you see the truck?
Yes. As I got into the car, I noticed that someone was following us closely, and I was looking behind to figure out who it was, and I noticed it was them, and I proceeded to ask Jade if they had had a problem or something, because I didn't understand why.
When you said you saw it was them, did you turn around to look in the rearview mirror?
I turned around and looked, and she had switched lanes, and so I saw that. I saw that it was completely those Jessica and her friend in the white truck.
Okay. Now, when you got to your house, did you see the truck? Before you looked out the window?
Correct.
Did you see the truck as you pulled into...
No.
Pulled up to your truck?
As I had made a right-hand turn to turn onto one of the streets that leads me to my house, they had gone straight. As I watched them, like, speed off, I saw Jessica with her hand out the window, flipping us off, yelling something, and I didn't understand at that point what was going on, because as far as I knew, her and I had been friends.
Okay. Now you're inside the house, closing your blinds. Now you're going to tell me exactly what you saw.
Okay. As I look out my blinds, I see that there's the same white truck. There was a driver in the car, which was Jessica's friend. Jessica was walking around Jade's car, and her hand was down here. And I was trying to figure out what was going on, and as I looked and glanced a little bit longer, I could see that she was keying her car. And I didn't want to walk outside, so I stayed inside and yelled for my mom, and my mom came out, and then I saw the truck speed off.
Then you went outside after this?
Correct.
What did you observe when you went outside?
There was key marks on my car.
Do you have photographs?
Yeah.
May I see them, please?
On the photographs, you can see the metal that has been, but it's clearly the 4 panels on each side of the car.
Certainly is. Okay, Miss Reno, let's hear you.
Okay, I brought my friend Jessica.
Don't tell me you brought your friend. You look at me.
Okay, about 9:20, my friend had picked me up from my house. We went over to my friend Jason's house, and he wasn't there. His roommate had told us that he was going to Coach's to have dinner with his family and then going to Sharky's to play pool. So we went over to Coach's, and there we had seen Jade, and actually we saw her car after we came out. And I had wondered how she got in because she's not even 18. So I had asked someone that was in her car if she was coming to hang out or whatever, and how she got in because she's not 18. And she said that they were here to pick up Holly, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to see Holly because me and Holly are friends. So she came after she had said that. She came outside, and Holly said hi, and we gave each other a hug, and then we proceeded on about our night. They got in their car, they left, we got in the truck, we left. We followed them to about Avenue L. They turned right, and we turned left. We proceeded to go to Sharky's, which is a pool hall, to look for my friend, and he wasn't there, and so we just proceeded to go to Jessica's house, which we were there by 10 o'clock.
Now, who were you with that night?
Jessica.
Jessica, what's her last name?
Pavovarov.
Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Step up. Do you know Holly?
No, Your Honor, I don't. I met her just briefly at a party they had at their house.
Do you know Jade?
I met Jade before. She spent the night at our house when she was 14 years old.
How long ago was that?
Almost two and a half, Your Honor.
Were you driving a white truck that night?
Yes, I was.
Does the white truck have any markings on it?
It has a big dent in the side, and it has pinstriping on it.
You yourself have never had a falling out with Miss Warner,
No,
is that right?
no.
But you know that Miss Reno has had some problems with her.
Well, from what I knew, they were friends, and I don't know what happened between them. They just stopped hanging out.
Okay. Now, you heard Holly tell me that at some point when the cars separated after she was picked up from work, that Miss Reno gestured out her car window to their car and said something. Did you hear that?
No, Your Honor. What's funny is from where they live and where we live and all the way to Sharky's, it's totally the distance. We're going the opposite way. And we have a map right here that shows that it's the opposite way. And my mom was at home when we got there, and we got there, it was before even 10. So if this happened at, what, 9:55, when this supposedly happened, then there's no possible way because we were at home.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The cops went to the house, and Jade had said that Jessica had keyed Jade's car. And then we got another call, and Jessica's car had been egged with 82 eggs.
That's more information than I asked for.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Jade Warner says former high school friend, 18-year-old Jessica Reno, keyed her grandfather's car.
Okay. What time that evening did you get picked up at work?
About 10:15. I hadn't clocked out till 10:12 that evening.
And how long does it take you to get home?
Takes me about 10 minutes.
So you were at home by 10:30?
Correct.
And it's your statement that you were in your house at 10:30?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to hear from your mother.
That's good.
Your Honor.
Your last name?
Pavovarov.
Do you recall the evening of August 19th?
Yes, I do.
How do you recall that evening?
Because Jessie had come home from San Diego to visit her friend, and I had gone to bed early because I was very tired, and I have a little dog that sleeps with me, and just before 10 it started barking and woke me up, and I had seen my clock on the end table, and it's a digital, but I only could see the first number, and it was 9 something, because the first digit of the clock I could see, and I had my Bible and my book studies on my stand, and it was covering the last couple numbers. And I tried to quiet my dog down, and she wouldn't relax, so I finally got up, and the girls were in the kitchen talking and snacking. So I sat up until probably about 12 o'clock that night with them talking. So they were in, I would say, at least a couple minutes before 10.
Were you contacted by the police that night?
I wasn't, but I was there when Jessica Reno's mom, Pat, called the house and said the police had been at her house. I was sitting at the table with the girls when they called. And the police had asked, I believe, my address and stuff, but they never did come over.
Approximately what time did you receive that phone call?
12:30.
No.
I don't know. I don't even know what time it was. Probably 11:30, 12. I don't know.
And you stayed downstairs with them the entire evening?
Yeah, until I went to bed, and it was after 12, and I finally went to bed, and then they were still up talking.
Were you there when the phone call came in from Jessica's mother?
Yes, I was.
Did you speak to Jessica's mother?
I don't think I did.
Well, let me ask you this question. Clearly, when her mother called, she said something about the police wanting to speak to Jessica.
Well, my daughter answered the phone.
When the phone rang and it was Jessica's mom on the phone, what did she say to you?
She said, I need to speak with Jessica. And I said, okay. And then Jessica started talking to her mom, and she's like, what? What are you talking about? You know?
So there came a time, I assume, when Jessica got off the phone with her mom. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And did she tell you what had happened?
Yes.
What did she say during the course of the conversation with you about the conversation she had with her mother?
She said that the cops went to the house, and they said that Jade had called the cops and said that Jessica had keyed Jade's car. And then we got another call later saying Jessica's car had been egged with 82 eggs, and it's a coincidence that Jade's car got keyed and Jade thought it was Jessica, so all of a sudden Jessica's car got egged with 82 eggs and the house.
Just a second, I'm not finished.
Yes, ma'am.
That's more information than I asked for. Now you got off the phone with Jessica's mom. The police were looking for her. Is that right? That's what your mother told you?
Yes.
And you knew that your daughter and Jessica had been out together that night?
That's right, Your Honor.
And then you went to bed?
Right.
You didn't call back Jessica's mother?
No.
You weren't concerned that if they were looking for Jessica about something that happened that night, perhaps your daughter was involved?
Because,
No, I'm just asking you. You weren't concerned that if the police were looking for your daughter... Let me finish. You weren't concerned that if the police were looking for Jessica because of an incident that happened that night, because I assume they got off the phone and told you what the police were looking for her for,
yes,
right?
Your Honor.
And I assume that you knew that the two girls were together.
That's right.
So it would seem logical to me as a parent that you would want to get this information about where these two girls were accused of being that night, at least from her mother, not from what she's reporting to you. But you went to bed.
Yes, because Mrs. Reno had talked to the police.
How do you know that?
Because she said the police had been at her house.
Right.
Had been at her
That's
house.
what I'm saying. But
Oh,
Jessica
sorry.
reported that to you,
Right.
correct?
Right.
Jessica's reporting all of this to you about the conversation.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So Jessica's reporting about the conversation to you. And you as a parent of a young girl, knowing that they're out together that night, don't pick up the phone to call the other mother? You
No.
went to sleep?
No, because she told Jessica the cops had been there. The incident happened after 10, and I knew the girls were at my house, so I knew they couldn't have done it.
Well, then I would have picked up the phone and made a phone call to either the police or to her mother and said, that's impossible. How could they be looking for Jessica and Jessica when they were both here sitting in my kitchen having cookies and milk?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If somebody said to you, your daughter has just been accused of being involved in a crime, you wouldn't go to sleep and say, I hope somebody figures this out. I hope we have Sherlock Holmes on the case.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jade Warner says former friend Jessica Reno owes for keying her grandfather's car.
Okay. Now, one of my children were accused of being involved in a vandalism. And I knew that my children were sitting at the kitchen table with me. I would have called back Jessica's mother and said to give me the name of the police officer who just called you, because I have to call them immediately and tell them that the girls were sitting with me for the last hour and a half. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Have a seat. Let me see estimates for the damage to the car. We understanding each other?
Yes, we do very well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
Your Honor.
Who wants to say something? Sure.
I'm Jessica's mom. The girls were at my house, left at 9:40. We have brought a map, or 920, I'm sorry, of the 3 places they went.
I don't believe that they went to the 3 places, madam. Your daughter does not deny the fact that she was at Coach's. The only discrepancy is where they went after Coach's. The only defense that they have is that they went directly to Jessica Two's house where they were sitting in the kitchen having milk and cookies at the time of this incident. I don't need a map. I need the truth. And she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because if you are a concerned parent, now just figure out what I just said to her. If somebody called your house and said to you, your daughter has just been accused of vandalizing property or being involved in a crime, and you knew she was sitting at your kitchen table during that time, all night, would you not contact the police and tell them that immediately? Would you not do that?
I would do that.
Of course. You wouldn't go to sleep and say, I hope somebody figures this out. I hope we have Sherlock Holmes on the case. You would pick up the phone and you would call immediately. This lady, who's a very nice lady, has a daughter who's driving a car, a truck, who at least could be considered, if this were true, an accomplice.
But her daughter was not accused of this crime. It was just
I'm telling you, if you are driving the car in which somebody is using as a vehicle to get away from performing a crime, they call that in movie land the getaway car. Then you pick up the phone and you say, the girls couldn't have been involved with that because they were with me. Right? Of course.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I'll tell you one of the things that I found most interesting, Miss Reno. There is a witness. There is an eyewitness. And the eyewitness is somebody who, according to you, was a friend of yours. Because I'm going to read from your answer. Holly is a girl who I've been friends with for years. Holly said hi and gave me a hug. This was at Coach's that night. So you have to say to yourself, why in the world would somebody make up a story about having seen a friend commit a crime unless it were true? When somebody is a crime victim, they don't want just somebody to be punished. They want the right person to be punished. They don't want the wrong person to be punished. That doesn't make them feel good. So I can understand it. If you 2 girls had had a falling out and you accused her, maybe you were making it up, maybe it wasn't her, maybe you thought it might be her. But when Holly says she saw you, and then your mother doesn't give me a very maternal answer as to what she did after she found out that the police were looking for the girls by going to sleep, I find that I am convinced by the required quantum of proof in this civil proceeding, which is proof by clear and convincing evidence, that you, in fact, are responsible. And the damage is $1,648.22. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
We haven't gone...
Holiday versus Titsworth. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Holliday, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for about 8 years. You have 1 child together.
Yes.
Several years ago, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, purchased a used car, a very old used car, a 1972 used car. According to you, you have possession of that car. She has the title to that car. You want her to either sign over the title to the car to you or pay you not only half the amount of money that you claim to have put into the car, which was $550, but also all the repairs that you made on the car in the time that you were driving it.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Ha. Now let's get to your end. Your end is that you actually purchased the car. That's why it's titled in your name. That he never put $550 into the car. That when you broke up, you had an arrangement with him, and that agreement was that he would return to you all of your property, in exchange for which you would sign over the title to the car. However, he failed to return all of your property to you, and therefore you didn't sign the title over to him. So you either want the car back or you want the blue book value of the car, which you claim is well over $2,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ha! There we go. Let's give both of these people a reality check. Cars do not appreciate. Cars depreciate. If you buy a car for $1,100, 2.5 years later, it's not worth $2,500. You got it? Perfect. And you, sir, you had use of a car for 8 months, you drove a car for 8 months, you had to fix it in order to drive it. That's your problem. Got it?
Correct.
Perfect. Now, you had an arrangement with her to return all of her property.
Yes, which I did return her property.
What property did he not return?
He did not give me important documents. My birth certificate.
Your birth certificate?
Yes. I mean,
shh. Okay. Do you have her birth certificate?
There's a bunch of stuff in storage. I have no idea, Your Honor.
When you say there's a bunch of stuff in storage, her stuff in storage?
My child's personal belongings. I have her birth certificate and her records.
Yes. But you don't know if her birth certificate is there.
I have not been through it, no.
You can either go through it, Ms. Titsworth, or you can call and get another birth certificate. Do you understand?
Yes.
What's next?
There was 4 TVs in the home. I did not receive. I didn't receive anything out of my home.
Who purchased the televisions?
I did with my money.
Mr. Halliday, did you return any television sets to her?
We had a verbal agreement, and she stated after she would not sign the car, she did not want one thing out of that house and to throw her stuff away.
What part of did you give her any television sets didn't you understand?
I understood every part of that.
So why don't you just answer my question?
I did not give her any televisions.
Why not? Didn't you think she would like to have one?
She didn't ask for one.
She's asking for one now, or maybe 2.
There's one TV, and that was in my child's room. The other 2, well, there's a brand new one which I had bought. The other TV, what was in my child's room, was my mother's TV that was borrowed. She can have a TV.
How many
no
TVs
problem.
did you purchase?
Well, I purchased 3 of the TVs in my home.
Do you have any proof that you did?
No, because I paid cash for everything. Most of the things I had to get was from garage sales.
All right. What else do you claim he didn't return to you?
All my cutlery knives that I really enjoyed. I mean, there was pictures. The pictures that he did give me of my family ripped in half.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Did you destroy them at all?
No, or she would have brought that.
Did you bring any of the ripped pictures?
No, I didn't. Everything that he did give, I had to take it all to the dump.
Now, Mr. Halliday, where were you employed in the last 5 years?
I was in the Carpenters Union. We have numerous jobs.
And how much did you earn in 1997?
Approximately $12,000.
In 98?
I think about $14,000 to $16,000.
99?
$25,000.
How much will you have earned this year?
Roughly almost $20,000, I would guess.
How much have you paid in child support, sir?
We just went through our custody hearing.
That's not what I'm
Nothing.
asking you. You paid nothing.
My child was held away from me for 60 days. I had to go to court to be able to see my child. They gave me child support in November. They wanted to redo it. They just started it again. Now my child support is due. I am behind $88.
And were you advised of what Mr. Halliday's child support order would be?
It's supposed to be $118 a month, commencing November the 1st of 2000.
$118 a month. Ms. Titsworth, when Mr. Halliday and you were living together, I want you to think very hard. Did he ever do jobs, on the side jobs, paid in cash?
Yes, he did a lot of side jobs.
What kind of side jobs?
Well, he sold drugs for many years.
Shh! Up! You knew that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a side job. I was talking more in terms of bookshelves, but that was far more lucrative. When did he stop selling drugs?
July of 1997, once we had our child.
Because you had your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's a good thing. Ms. Titsworth, you don't want this car, do you?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
You have the title to the car? Let me tell you why it would be very smart to turn it over to him. He can build up parking tickets on that car. If he drives around without insurance, you might have a problem. So it would be very wise of you to sign over the title of the car and forget it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's what I was going to explain. On my title, I did send off the application, everything for my title, to Nevada because I never received the title.
When did you send it?
It was sent off 1/12/2001. I even have the insurance. I still pay insurance on my car.
Why are you still paying insurance on the car?
Because it's still registered in my name.
The car's probably not worth very much. Why don't you just have the police just go and get it and turn in the plates on it and junk it?
Because I know he needed my daughter, when she did go with him, that she needed to get around. And that was when he lived by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Once he moved in with his mom, I mean, there's several cars there now.
Is this your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, Your
Step
Honor.
up here, please. Miss Halliday?
Yes.
How many cars do you have?
We have 3 cars.
Good. I just changed my mind. This is what
But
you go.
those are not mine.
I don't care whose they are. They don't belong to Santa Claus, do they?
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Holliday says his ex-girlfriend, Carrie Titsworth, won't return the title to his car. Carrie says the car is hers.
Pay careful attention to me. You have to protect yourself. As soon as you get the title, you have to take the title to the police and say, he is withholding my car. You get the car. They must give it to you. You either sell it or junk it. Because, Miss Titsworth, I have no assurance that even if you sign the title over, that he is going to take that title and do anything with it, like registering the car in his own name, which would mean you would still be liable in case he had an accident without insurance. You listening to me? In case he got parking tickets of $1,000. You would be responsible. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Halliday, your application to have her sign the title over to you at this time is denied. Your application for money is denied. You drove an $1,100 car for 2 years. She's been paying the insurance on the car?
Your Honor, I have insurance showing that I've had insurance since 1998 with no lapses. Here is my tax returns for 1999, the time we bought the car, $428, which I paid made $25,000 that I'd like to submit.
Good.
Here is when I asked for the...
Did you understand what I said to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's the
You have proof that you paid insurance on this car?
Yes.
Let me see it.
That's just 1 month of insurance right there. Showed that I had insurance for the last 3 years.
I don't care whether you have or whether you have not, sir. She has to protect herself. If someone with whom I were estranged had possession of a car that I couldn't get back, and as a result of that, I didn't know whether there was insurance on this car or not, the smart thing for me to do to protect any assets that I had was to maintain insurance. So whether you maintain insurance or not is really not the issue. The issue is she maintained insurance because she was forced to, because you have the car. She is exposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, and that's...
Good!
We were separating our property July 31st. I have these papers, if you'd like to look at them, to sign the...
Sure.
And also I have some papers here from a court case that her lawyer wrote me that stated that the car was my car. If you'd like to look at that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just highlighted it a little bit in red. It's on the front page. They stated she saw your vehicle. Well, that indicates it was my vehicle.
Just a second. Did you ever sign this bill of sale in front of a notary?
No, I did not.
That's not been signed.
No, it sure hasn't been.
No, that was our agreement.
It sure hasn't been.
So how am I going to
Titsworth
pay my
indicated
child's...
Just a minute. Ms. Titsworth indicates that on 2 occasions, Saturday, November 11th and Sunday, November 12th, she saw your vehicle at a parking lot of her employment where she was leaving at 4:30 in the morning. There is no reason for you to be in the parking lot of her employment at 4:30 in the morning. The only purpose could have been to harass or annoy her. You want me to assume from this sentence, she indicates she saw your vehicle at the parking lot? That's it?
Well...
Is that...
Yes, correct.
Wrong. Listen to me. Complaint is dismissed. Be smart. Get your title. You may decide once you get your title and retrieve the car that you want to give it to him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to do that so that your daughter's father will have an opportunity to have a car, that's fine. But you make sure that if that's done, you or someone else accompany him that day to motor vehicles to transfer the car so that it's transferred not only on paper, but it's transferred with the state. Do you understand?
Yes.
But you better protect yourself because you are vulnerable.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Counterclaim's dismissed as well. That's all.
Thanks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
His motivation is just to get money from me.
She has a new boyfriend and just wants to get back at me for no reason.
And now the next case.
All parties on Weber versus Fidel. Step forward, please.
42-year-old baggage handler George Weber is suing his ex-girlfriend, 39-year-old teacher Jeanette Fidel, for an unpaid loan to fix her car. Jeanette admits to borrowing money, but says George is exaggerating the amount.
Mr. Weber, according to your complaint, you met the defendant over the internet in October of 1999 and subsequently started to date the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you claim that in May of the year 2000, she ran into some car trouble, and you agreed to take out a personal loan and give her money so that she could purchase a new car. There was an agreement that she repay you that money in installments. She gave you one $200 payment and then stopped, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that she never borrowed that kind of money from you. She did, in fact, borrow $200 from you to fix her car, but paid you back, right?
Correct.
So, Mr. Weber, let me hear the tale of the May loan, please.
Okay, Jan's car was stolen and was totaled. At the time, she was claiming her father was selling a car, and she needed the cash right away. So she couldn't get a loan. She told me to try to get a loan.
Look at me, sir.
I'm sorry. So I told her I would get a loan on good faith that she would pay me back. Here's my loan check. I gave it to Jan, and she cashed it.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And then...
Just a minute. Well, Miss Fidel, you clearly cashed this check in the amount of $2,112.
At my bank.
I don't care at whose bank.
That's true.
Well, you didn't tell me that in your answer. Yes?
Because he couldn't get to his bank fast. He couldn't travel that far. It's like 2.5 hours away. So he asked me to cash it at my bank, which I did. That was not for me, though. That was for him. He's from Chicago, not Indiana. He was down visiting me, leaving for Boston and Washington, D.C. He gave me $200 out of that so I could fix my car, which I did. There's my canceled check for that. He took the rest, and he went on vacation. He gave me $200 out of it.
Can I see?
She wanted me to
just a minute.
And that's the extent of it.
No.
Your Honor, I have
Just a minute. No. Your story doesn't make sense, Miss Fidel, for this reason. The check that he got as a loan was dated the 25th of May of the year 2000. He got the check and he came, according to you, to visit with you, and then you give me a check that allegedly is dated June 17th, marked car.
Correct. That was for the car. When he helped me fix it, was for the car, so I would know.
No, ma'am, that was for a payment. I have receipt for that, too.
How much after she got this check for $2,000 did your relationship terminate?
I hurt my back May 20th, so relationship probably at the end of June.
So, within 4 weeks of receiving this check.
Right,
Is that right?
She terminated a relationship, right.
Did there come a time, Mr. Weber, that you did go to Washington and Boston?
Yes, ma'am, I work for major airlines, but that was before this all happened.
You mean before this loan?
Yes, ma'am, because I was on injury time. I can't fly on injury time.
When did you go there? Do you remember?
March.
When did you injure yourself, sir? May 20th?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of injury did you have?
I had a back injury.
How did you get to her house on May 25th in order to cash this check?
I drove, which is 60 miles from my house.
So your back wasn't bad enough so you couldn't drive?
Well, I drove. I was in a lot of pain driving.
I'm sorry.
But you drove?
Yes, ma'am. Because I cared for her. I wanted to see her.
What kind of work do you do with the airlines?
Baggage handler.
So you got to pick up heavy bags?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you travel the airline, sir, do you travel at a reduced rate?
Service charge, ma'am.
Just a service charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wouldn't be foolish enough to travel the airline across the country when you're putting in for some sort of back-related injury because of the airline. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure it would be. You understand, Miss Fidel? He wouldn't go to Washington and Boston at a time when he's saying he can't move to his job, right? So I have to deal with proof, and I have to figure out which of the two of you is not telling me the truth. Miss Fidel, I choose you. Because that's what the proof is. The proof is that you did, in fact, cash this check. You return $200 of that money in a check that's marked car. It's not marked car repair. It's just marked car. So that's $1,812 she owes you. Is that right?
Without interest, yes, ma'am.
What's the interest rate?
That was 37.9%. And the reason
What?
Yes, ma'am. The reason I got that loan.
37%?
Yes, ma'am. I have it right here. At that time, because she needed the check right away because the car was going fast. But
The car to her father was going fast?
Yeah, she said that her father was selling somebody else.
The title.
She said somebody else was going to buy the car,
I
so
didn't
she wanted the
even
money
get
really
the
fast.
car till
But
October.
I refinanced the loan through my credit union, and the interest rate is only 13%.
And it was I didn't have to pay my father anything for that car.
Oh, I don't care whether you had to pay your father for the car or
it's right
not.
there,
I don't
so
care. I
that's
don't know what you did with the money, but I believe
have
that
the
he
money.
gave you the money.
Okay.
You claim that you needed the $200 in order to repair the car that you were currently driving. Is that correct?
Correct.
Show me the bill.
That I didn't bring.
That was your defense. Your defense was, no, your defense was you needed the $200 to fix the car that you were currently driving. That is your entire defense. So one would assume that you would have brought me a bill from a car repair shop in the amount of approximately $200. Who are you?
I'm her brother. I'm the one that fixed the car.
You're the one that fixed the car.
Yes, I am.
Bull. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000, which to me covers appropriate interest. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Vasquez versus Ricard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Vasquez, according to your complaint, the defendant, who is the former wife of your present husband, assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
And she did this when you and your husband were returning the children after a period of visitation that you had with the children. Tell me what happened.
Well, as you already know, we had vacation with the children and we brought them back. I was unloading bike pieces that were in the car. My husband went upstairs, brought the first load up, and the children as well. And
how old are the children?
At the present time, they're 6 and 11.
Okay.
And during the vacation, the youngest was 5 years old. I had to spank her on the bum. One time, I was combing her hair out. I pulled a nap, and she started kicking at me. So I spanked her on the bum, and I sent her to her dad. A little while later, we talked about it. Till this day right now, she doesn't even remember if you asked her. So I look up. I'm taking the stuff out. Miss Ricard's in my face, calling me names. Within a blink of an eye, she attacked me. She grabbed my hair and continued to like swing. At that point, my husband tried to get in the middle, but as I said, her hand was caught in my hair, and she's a strong woman. So, and I was pregnant.
How much pregnant were you?
5 months. That was the first time we ever met face to face, actually. She grabbed my glasses off my face, and she tore my dress and started kicking. She kept kicking and kicking, and she finally got me. She got me on this side. I was 5 months pregnant, and she knew. She's like, you don't even know who your father of the baby is. I hope you lose your baby. And this is all happening in front of the children. She threw rocks at me.
Were you injured other than being struck in the stomach?
I had a scratch over here and a bruise on my side.
Did you see a doctor?
I went to after that whole mess, I went to the precinct. And at the precinct, they called me an EMS, emergency service, and they checked me there. At that time, I was cramping and spotting, and it was because of that.
Can I see the police report?
Sure. With that, I hand you the immediate order of protection they gave me.
Did you have a hearing on this application for an order of protection?
No, ma'am. Just recently, at the criminal court, the case was heard, finally. Ms. Ricard had a witness that no one agreed upon, and they just let her go.
So what happened with that case? It was ultimately dismissed?
Yes. Also because the judge did not want to get involved in the family issues. There are a lot of family issues involved here.
This matter was ultimately heard in the criminal court?
Yes.
On charge of assault. Was there a trial?
Yes, there was a trial.
Was it a jury or a non-jury trial?
Non-jury.
Okay. Let me hear your version of the events, Ms. Ricard.
My children came upstairs. I asked them how they were doing, but when they came through the door, I saw that my children had their hair cut and chemicals were put in their hair. It was relaxed. They came in, they said they had a good time. My little one said, Mommy, she hit me. I said, she hit you? She said, yeah. I said, even after last weekend when I told her, don't put her hands on you or don't hit them with a comb, like my oldest one had told me the weekend before when I spoke to her on the phone, because she had been doing their hair and they didn't want her to do with their hair. So I went downstairs and I asked her, what is this I hear about you hitting my kid? She says, I didn't hit your kid. I said, Tiffany, did she hit you? Tiffany said, yes. I said, but on the phone last week when you picked up the other line, I told you not to touch my children. I didn't touch your children, and you should teach your children more respect, and they don't have no manners. She stepped back, she took off her glasses and her sandals, threw her sandals at me, and stepped forward, and you should learn how to tell your children the truth and right things. And when she put her hand in my face, I defended myself by trying to push her away, and we got into a tussle. My neighbor and another neighbor from across the street.
Don't tell me who saw anything, madam, if they're not here.
Oh, okay. Well, I have his affidavit.
I'm not interested in an affidavit.
Okay.
I'm interested in
Well,
witnesses and common sense.
People around. Neighbors broke it up, and I went upstairs.
Who do the children live with now?
Me.
They live with Anthony Polite.
They live with myself and my husband.
And how long have the children been living with you?
Since August
30th.
Was that as a result of a court order?
Yes, ma'am. I have all the papers.
I'd like to see them.
This is their order of protection on their mother, and this is the order.
Can I see it, please? All right. Ms. Ricard, I sat in the family court for a long time. I know enough to know that no family court judge transfers custody absent a showing of some special circumstance that requires in the children's best interest for that custody to be transferred. I'm not going into that now. What I am going to tell you is I think that A, you didn't like her to begin with even though you had never met her, but you must have known from your children that she was pregnant and that she was going to soon marry your former husband. I assume you were not remarried at the time. Is that right?
No, I wasn't.
Then your children come home and you see that while they were visiting with their father and soon-to-be stepmother, they did an outrageous thing by having their hair straightened, cut, whatever it was, because you talk about that in your papers. So you're furious at that. And then you continue to ask your children how things were, and your youngest child said that she had, in fact, spanked her. That further infuriated you. You come down there in a fury. You didn't approach her and say, could you please tell me what happened when you were there? I told you not to put your hands on her. You came down in a fury. They had usurped, in your judgment, maternal right and permed the hair, cut the hair, aside from the fact that you probably have a whole history with this man if there is a custody battle ongoing for years anyway. So you are not a happy camper, and you lost your temper. That's what happened. And you lost your temper and you assaulted her.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh, yes, I believe that because she wasn't angry with you. She wasn't angry with you.
I have a statement here where she told the judge, Anthony, her husband, told the criminal judge that she was mimicking me before I even got downstairs.
You have the transcript?
Yes, I have the entire transcript.
I want the whole transcript.
You want the whole?
Oh, yeah. I
can even give you pages where these things occur.
No, I don't do pages.
Oh, have the whole thing.
That's fine.
To look at.
Now, you can direct me
to
the pages when I ask you for them.
Okay, page 28.
Just a second. Are you a police officer?
School safety agent, a peace officer. I have too much to lose to assault her for anything.
You have any other paperwork from the family court?
Sure, I have a statement that says she's not to be left alone with my children.
No, I'd like to see everything that you have.
Sure.
Your Honor, that's because she lied.
I don't.
Page 71 in the transcript you have?
No, I don't have a full transcript.
There is another half, but that I don't have in my possession.
I need the end of the case.
I don't have that.
Well, then this is useless to me. I have to have an entire document. I have to see whether this case was dismissed after an entire trial. I'm speaking, and you're not. Whether the case was dismissed after the plaintiff's case or whether after the entire case beyond a reasonable doubt the judge did not believe that the allegations had been sustained. The quantum of proof here is very, very different. My sense is after reading all of these documents, unfounded reports of neglect filed against the father.
Yeah, because Anthony constantly calls ACS, but I'm not here to exploit my children.
Just a second. All of those things go into your frustration, Ms. Ricard. At the time when they were returning the children, I assume that they were returning the children on time. They were not there to argue with you. They were not there to fight with you. You had a choice.
Neither was I.
No, oh, yes, you were. You had a choice. And your choice was that if your daughter said something to you about being hit, spanked by the plaintiff, and you are, in some regard, a peace officer, then what you do, since you were no stranger to the courts, you were no stranger to family court, you had an attorney, so that your choice at that time was, the very next morning you pick up the phone.
Let me ask, can I ask you something?
No, you may ask me nothing. What I'm telling you is they came there without any sense of fight. You came downstairs, you were furious. And you were furious because of a whole bunch of things.
No, I was not furious.
Of course you were furious. The first thing that you said to me today, they had chemically treated the children's hair and straightened it. So?
Yeah.
So?
They were.
So?
Yeah. And
So?
she has, like, you didn't
So
want to
what?
look at the statement, but she was, in that statement, she says how I came downstairs. She says that I came downstairs in a calm, low-mannered voice. She says it in the statement.
Oh, show me
Page
that one.
71, she says that she was, Anthony says, yes, she was mimicking me.
No.
Of course.
Just a second. Just a second. I'm going to look at page 71. She
Page
says,
22.
My
That's the
husband's here to say what
I want you to be quiet. I'm reading from line 4. I was unpacking the trunk and I was putting the bicycle pieces down on the ground when I looked up and Miss Ricard is right on the sidewalk in front of me, and she didn't start yelling at me. She approached me by saying, "Why did you put your hands on my daughter? Why did you put your hands on my child?" When she said that to you, what was her tone? Very low. What was your response? Because she was upset about it, I said, "Let me explain what happened." She didn't give me a chance. She just attacked me. I don't know why you think that that'll help you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Thank
Parties
you, Your
are
Honor.
excused. You may step out.
The truth will prevail eventually. It'll prevail. This is just a little war. The battle is not over.
She's gotten away with way too much, and you know, if she was a fit parent, the children would not be living with myself and my husband.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Phillips versus Boyd and Boyd versus Booton, step forward.
24-year-old bus driver Latasha Phillips is suing former friend, 23-year-old cashier Danielle Boyd, for giving her personal information to police when she received a ticket. Danielle has a separate lawsuit against her own witness, Shanika Booton. Danielle says Shanika was the one who actually gave the information.
Miss Boyd, you are driving along with your friend over here. I assume that you're Miss Booton.
Mm-hmm.
Yes is the answer.
Yes.
You're driving. You get pulled over by the police. You had no driver's license. So when the police said to you, "Can I see your driver's license and registration?" you said what?
I gave him Latasha Phillips' name.
And you got a ticket.
Right.
For what?
For no insurance.
What else? You don't get stopped for no insurance because the police don't know you have no insurance when they stop your car. What was your car stopped for?
You had a busted windshield.
That's an answer.
Danielle has a separate lawsuit against her own witness, Shanika Booton. Danielle says Shanika was the one who actually gave the information.
So you gave her name to the police. You said, "I don't have my license, but this is my name"? Speak.
Right.
Did I say anything that was funny to you?
Not so far.
Could you get your act together, please?
Excuse me.
You also gave her date of birth.
I didn't know her date of birth until she gave it to me.
So Miss Booton over here gave you Miss Phillips' date of birth to complete the lie that you told to the police, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Phillips, at this time you're home making matzo ball soup for your family, right?
Yes.
And you know nothing about this?
No, ma'am.
You find out that you've been issued this citation. Did you get something in the mail?
No, ma'am.
Well, how did you find out about it?
Because Shanika, that's my cousin right there. Yeah. And this her best friend. They was mad at each other. So Shanika called one of my other cousins and told her to tell me that Kunta used my name.
So what did you do?
I called the DMV and I got the citation number. Then I called the court to find out why she got pulled over and what day it happened and stuff. And then they start sending me papers in the mail from the collection agency.
Let me see your papers.
This from the collection agency, and this from the DMV. And the collection agency saying that they put a hold on my license, and the DMV said that they was going to suspend my license if I didn't clear it up. And that's
now,
the
your
only
particular
thing.
problem is you were on maternity leave from your job as a bus driver.
Yes, ma'am.
And you couldn't go back to work for a period of time because your license was suspended.
Yes, it's on hold.
On hold for a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you out of work?
I was supposed to go back from October 10th, from October 10th till now.
And you haven't been able to clear this up?
I just went to court on the 30th for this ticket to get the paper saying that I didn't do it.
And how much do you earn a month?
$1,806.
Your defense is it's her fault, right?
Yes.
Because if she hadn't given you the date of birth,
I wouldn't have told the police, right?
Did you ever tell anybody that you had given misinformation?
It was only me and her who knew because we were in the car together. It was me, her, and her baby.
Did you ever tell the truth to the police?
To the police.
To the police. Did you ever tell the truth to the police so that you got her off the hook?
No.
No. I'd like you to sit down for a minute, please. This is going to take 2 seconds. Step over here, please. Now you're the plaintiff. Now you're the defendant. Now, Miss Boyd, this is a lawsuit that you filed against Miss Booten, right?
Right.
And you filed this lawsuit against Miss Booten for $1,000.
Right.
And your claim, why don't you tell me what your claim is against Miss
Because
Booten?
loss of work, and I lost $400 behind this.
How is she responsible for your lost wages from
Because
work?
they took $400 from me.
For the ticket?
For the ticket. They were both taking the money from me.
Did you take $400 from her?
No, I didn't.
Let me read you your claim that you filed, madam.
I see it, it's right.
You say she should be responsible,
She should be responsible
for aiding me in giving the police the misinformation that caused them to issue a citation in her name, because but for her giving you her date of birth, you would not have given the police that misinformation.
Right.
I'm suing the defendant for $1,000 for the stress caused and lost wages.
Yeah.
I think she needs a real reality check. Would you say she needs a reality check?
That a detox.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Your case is dismissed. Now, on your case, just stand up for a second. You may sit down. You may sit down. Not a genius to give your cousin's date of birth, madam. Do you understand? Now you can move back over here. Play little musical chairs. Move back over here. All right, Miss Boyd, let's talk about an R word. R word, responsibility. Responsibility means that if you give misinformation to the police out of your mouth that causes somebody else a problem, even if somebody else told you that information, it's your responsibility.
That's true.
That's not what you say in your answer.
But I'm saying it doesn't cause them to take my money from me.
Oh, I'm going to take a lot more money from you. Because of your actions, she was out of work for at least 2 months because she couldn't drive without a good license, because you opened up your big mouth and lied to the police when you got stopped. It has nothing to do with the police and your broken windshield and you didn't have insurance on your car. That's something between you and the police, madam. With regard to Miss Phillips, you owe her $2,600. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step back. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
How old are you, sir?
17.
This is your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you have a seat for a moment, sir?
Sure.
Quentin, according to your complaint, you ran away from home. Was it just you or you and your sister?
Me, my girlfriend, and 2 other girls.
When was that?
December 10th, somewhere around that.
Was there any particular reason that you left home?
The main reason was...
Look at me.
At the time, I was having a lot of problems in the home, and also my girlfriend at the time, she was only 14, so were the other 2 girls that ran away. Basically, I was looking for a way to get out and a reason. I just thought I could go along and help.
Go along and what?
Help them take care of themselves, considering their age.
According to you, the defendants took you into their home. I'll figure out why in a minute. After a week, you decided that this wasn't for you, and you went back home. You say that they retained certain of your property. That's what this lawsuit is about, $5,000 worth of your property that you say that they have. How did you get to their house?
They came and picked me up about a half hour after my dad left for work on that day.
How did you know them?
I met him a week or 2 prior through one of the girls that ran away with me. Their brother was living with them.
So one of the girls that ran away with you had a brother who was also a runaway?
No, he was 19. He was their roommate.
Had you talked about moving in with them, I assume, before December 10th?
Yes.
What did you tell them?
One night, me and the other 3 girls were with them at a coffee house, and that night, the girls didn't go home. We stayed out too late, and they missed a curfew, so they just decided they were going to stay gone. And in the meantime, I was corroborating with them basically on how to raise money to get out of state.
What reason did he tell you that he was running away from home?
He didn't tell me any reason. This is a different story.
We don't even know him, really.
We know him. We met him twice.
We met him twice.
so we met him twice, then you know. They picked you up at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pick him up at his house?
No.
Go ahead. They picked you up at the house, and what did you do? Look at me.
The night before, I had spent the entire night packing. I stayed up all night packing my stuff in boxes and bags, and that morning it was around 7:30 they showed up. They helped me load everything into their car. We crammed it full, and we went straight to their house.
Yes?
From there, I stayed there.
For a week?
Yes, 7 days exactly.
And what happened when you decided to leave?
By this time, all of us had made a mutual agreement that none of us would back out of it. We were set to run away. And
You mean you and the 3 girls?
Yes, and the defendants. And if we backed out, the rest of us would get back at the others in some way. And me and one of the girls had decided a couple days before we left that we didn't want to stay there anymore, but we felt we couldn't just leave because of the fact that all my stuff was over there. I didn't know if I could get it back. I didn't know if we were going to go to jail if we came back or not. So
why would you go to jail?
Because we ran away.
Okay.
On Christmas Day, we had had enough of it, and they had gone to their parents or whatever for Christmas or something. And I called my mom and told her to come pick me up before they got home because I was afraid what they would do if they found out we were leaving, because this would mean that they would most likely go to jail, and they did.
Go to jail for what?
Harboring runaways.
So your mom came and picked you up?
Yes.
Came pick you up in a car?
Yes.
Why didn't you take your stuff with you?
I didn't even have any shoes on when I left.
Well,
I was...
Clinton, you called your mother. I assume you knew you were going to leave the night before, so as
No.
soon as they left...
We had been wanting to leave, but up until 10 minutes before I called her.
And where does your mother live?
She lives in Franklin, Indiana.
About how far is that?
It took her 15 minutes.
Well, in 15 minutes, you pack up a lot of stuff,
This is true.
including the shoes that you were wearing. Because one of the things that you say you left is your cat.
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't sound hard to get.
True. My mom, when she pulled up, she knocked on the door and she wanted to come in and get my stuff, but I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want to take the risk of them coming home.
Why? You think they're violent?
Yes.
What makes you think they're violent?
While we were there, their roommate, one of the girls' older brother, he had come out about something, and basically everyone in the house at the time beat him up. Totally. Just trashed him. He's got scars and bruises all over his face.
This 19-year-old brother.
Yes.
You have a drug problem?
No.
Did you ever use drugs?
I have.
Did you use drugs while you were in their house?
No, ma'am.
Were you going to school at the time you ran away from home?
No, ma'am.
For how long?
Close to a year.
What were you doing during that year?
Working.
Working for whom?
I had a couple different jobs at fast food places and home office.
Why did you leave school?
It was an incident. I was kicked
Look at me.
out. I was expelled for a while.
For what?
It came harassment of a teacher. I had gotten into a fight with a teacher. When it came time for me to go back, my parents and I just decided I would drop out and start GED classes. That way I could work.
Is that the first time that you had been in trouble in school?
That was the only time I've ever been in trouble.
What kind of harassment of the teacher?
Threats.
Threats? On
Yeah.
the phone?
No.
In school?
Yeah.
Ever outside of school?
No.
You two were married?
Yes.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
22.
What makes you take in runaways into your house?
We didn't take in runaways.
We did not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The next thing we know, we got a cop knocking at the door.
Now, you were arrested for kidnapping?
No, we're arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
And later today,
Did you consent to a restraining order?
I consented to it. The only reason
Yes,
I
I don't care why.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Quentin Pemberton says when he ran away from home, he lived with Damon and Loretta May. He's suing for the return of his belongings.
Let me hear what happened.
Okay. It all boils down to at the coffee shop they met, he made passes at my husband. Damon told him to back off. He gave our roommate
We do have a keyboard of his, but on that day that we were down there at Big Daddy's, he gave a keyboard to our roommate, our ex-roommate, to pawn. He said get at least $100 out of it, and he gave it to him to pawn.
He gave the keyboard to this 19-year-old roommate?
He's 18, actually.
Your Honor, he never had
18-year-old
his hands
roommate?
on it.
Yes, and he asked him to take it to the pawn shop and pawn it.
Was it pawned?
No, no.
Where is it?
We couldn't, they wouldn't let us bring it here.
But you have the keyboard?
Yes.
You say that you never went to his house to pick him up?
No.
Never did?
No.
How did you find him in the house?
He wasn't in the house. Our back door was kicked in.
Yes?
On Christmas Day.
When we got home on Christmas Day, our back door was kicked in. We didn't know what was going on. We go back in one of the extra rooms, and there's all this stuff there. It's like we didn't know where the stuff came from. The next thing we know, we've got a cop knocking at the door saying that we kidnapped kids.
Just a second. Are you saying they never lived with you for a week?
No, no. I babysat my roommate's younger sister, her younger brother's New Year's. Okay, all this supposedly happened before Christmas. New Year's, I babysat for my roommate's mom, and one of the girls, she was one of the runaways. Now, why would she allow her to come over to my home if we kidnapped them or...
Now, you were arrested for kidnapping?
No, we're arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And the judge told us we'll probably throw it out of court because...
But you have not been tried on that case yet?
No, we have not.
That's still an open case?
Yes, March 8th.
Oh. Say not another word. I'm going to handle this very, very easily today. I cannot continue with this case. Mr. and Mrs. May are currently, I assume, under indictment for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Rather serious charge for which there could be serious consequences. You understand that?
Yes.
I see that you do, in fact, have certain property that you say belongs to the plaintiff.
Yes.
Let's do this. That property is going to be retained for a moment after this court hearing is concluded. I'm directing you to go outside, call your attorney, see if there is any reason why you should not turn over that property to him or whether it should be retained as evidence. If your lawyer says you don't need it, turn it over to him.
Okay.
The keyboard you can pick up.
Okay.
Anything else of any size that you have in your house that belongs to him?
There's like a little Sony boombox, a bag of stuff, like clothes and stuff in it.
Cat.
His cat, a black cat.
Cat's still okay?
Oh, yeah, I've been feeding it, taking care of it.
Okay. So the cat goes back.
That's fine.
Fine. You want to pick that stuff up within 3 days?
There was other items too there.
I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't care.
Your Honor. Okay. Sure.
You know, I have a feeling somewhere in between these two stories there's a piece of truth. Unfortunately, I can't go into it now because they are currently under an indictment. So I can't go into it. Your son's no bargain. Just understand that.
I understand that.
Very good. So if he lost a couple of CDs, that's too bad.
Your Honor,
So
I
be
had
it.
$6,000 worth of CDs.
I feel very sorry for you, sir. I feel very sorry for you. I want to tell you something. You know that I don't believe the whole story that you told me? Little pieces of it, maybe. But I don't believe this whole story that you just told me. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And if that costs you a couple of bucks in CDs, be happy you're getting your cat back. All right. That goes back to him after you speak to your lawyer. You speak to your lawyer has no problem with you turning over to the plaintiff's father the other items that you have in the house, including the keyboard and the boombox and any clothes and any CDs that he may have there. Just give it all to him, get it out of your house. He'll be very, very happy to get it out of your house. I assume your lawyer will have no problem with that. You understand? Perfect. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We all were over there. We all ran away over there. I just like to say that anyone who wants to run away, it's not worth it because you lose out in the end anyway.
He never lived in our home. And I mean, I don't promote runaways. My plan is to open up a group home for kids with troubles, not take them in, you know, and hide them.
And now the next case.
All parties on Zare versus Duteau. Step forward, please.
43-year-old retired nurse Carrie Zer is suing her ex-boyfriend, 47-year-old masseur Gerard Duteau, for selling her wicker patio furniture.
Ms. Zer, according to what I've read, you and the defendant had a brief relationship about 3 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
You were married at the time. You left your husband, moved some things into storage, briefly moved in with the defendant, and one of the things you did not put in storage was a wicker patio set.
Yes, ma'am.
There came a time when you left the defendant's home, you left the patio set there, and now you want him to pay you what you consider is fair market value for this antique rattan patio set, which is $500. He sold it for $30. When did you move this patio set into the defendant's home?
It was in October 1998, approximately October, November.
1998?
Yes.
And how long did you stay there?
3 weeks, ma'am.
So you were out of there by November?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you left his home, where did you go?
I was for the next 5 months living either in the pediatrics unit or at my daughter's home or at my ex-husband's spare bedroom. My grandson was dying.
What kind of conversation did you have with him about this patio set?
When I moved out of Gerard's, he said it was fine that I left it there and could store it there until I got a home of my own, which I didn't intend to do until the situation with my grandson was resolved, and I thought that that might be 6 months to a year, and he was agreeable to that.
Did he say that to you?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
You had the conversation with him that it might not be 6 months
yes,
to a
ma'am.
year?
I told him that I thought it would be 6 months to a year. These children typically live and die before the second year, and I told him I thought it would be 6 months to a year.
After you left his house, did you in fact call him periodically?
I called him twice, and once was to get a phone number for a dentist, and he did not return my phone calls. I went to the Sufi dancing where he plays guitar on Friday nights and told him I needed the phone number because I had a tooth broken. And I had also intended to talk to him to see how the patio furniture was that
Don't
night.
ask what you intended.
Right.
You didn't discuss it with him.
The patio furniture that night? No, never got there. He became angry with me.
Okay. So when was the next time you contacted him about the patio furniture?
March.
March of 2000?
Yes, ma'am. I approached him publicly. His new girlfriend, the lady sitting here, was there that night, and I told him I had moved to a home now, and I'd like to get my patio furniture. And Gerard told me he sold it, just flat out said he sold it.
So from November of 1998
yes, ma'am,
until March of 2000, you never had a conversation with him about the patio furniture?
Yes, ma'am. I did have a conversation with him, the one I told you about, where I talked to him the night I went and asked him about getting my dentist's telephone number. I sat on the patio furniture that night, but he became angry. I didn't
You
talk
did
to him.
not, listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Zer.
Yes.
You told me that you went to talk to him about getting the phone number for a dentist.
Yes.
But that you did not talk about the patio furniture.
No.
So what I'm
I'm
asking
sorry.
you is, am I
Yes.
correct
Yes,
that
you are.
between November of 1998
yes.
and March of 2000,
yes, ma'am,
you did not have any conversation with him about the patio furniture?
No, I apologize. You're correct. We did not discuss it that night, no.
Okay. When did you sell the patio furniture?
It was the first weekend in May of last year, 2000.
She said she spoke to you in March of 2000.
I remember it's the first weekend in May because that's when we have a park-wide garage sale.
Could it have been in May instead of March?
That could have been, yes.
It could have been May.
Could have been,
2000. So he actually held on to this property longer than the agreed time. Is that right?
No, ma'am. The understanding that I had was that my grandson is dying. These children die before 2 years old. I expect him to die within 6 months to a year, and then I'm going to get a home.
Okay.
That was the understanding.
Let me ask you this question. I know that this is difficult, Miss Sir. Did your grandson survive the illness?
No, ma'am, he did not.
When did he pass away?
He died in March of 1999.
Well, if he died in March of 1999, it was more than a year after that that you called to reclaim this property.
Yes, ma'am. And in the meantime, Gerard had filed a restraining order. I did, and I didn't even realize he had the patio furniture in the aftermath. I didn't even remember.
Miss Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that you probably, in the past couple of years in your life, have had a lot of pain. And sometimes it's very easy to transfer pain to something else. To get angry.
May I make a comment, Your Honor?
Sure you can.
Gerard Duteau knew how much I loved that furniture.
If you loved that furniture, you should have taken better care of it. You didn't even realize that he had the patio furniture. What is it that brings you to court now, Miss?
Because sometime last winter, when I went to my storage and was thinking of getting the home and started looking through things, then it occurred to me he had it, and that's when I approached him about it.
You didn't speak to him about it?
Not right off the bat, no, I didn't.
You didn't speak to him at all about it then?
I was cut off from communicating with him, Your Honor. He had a restraining order. It was very difficult.
Did you have a lawyer representing you in
No,
with
ma'am,
a
I did
restraining
not.
order? Shh. Did you consent to a restraining order?
I consented to it. The only reason
yes,
I
don't
did.
care why. You
Okay.
consented to the restraining order.
Yes.
That was in what year?
99, November.
So in November of 1999, 1 year after you left the furniture there, there
Yes.
must have been a basis for him requesting a restraining order, but there was no mention when you appeared before a judge and consented to the
Yes.
restraining order.
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
You could have said to the judge, I don't mind consenting to this restraining order, but I want my furniture back that's in his house.
Yes,
Could have said that, you didn't, your case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
All right. You're Mr. Stover.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's April?
My cousin right there.
Could you step up, April, because you're very much involved with this sad tale that I really tried very hard to organize with limited success. But from what I gather, you and your cousin were out for an evening,
Me, my cousin, and my friend Tammy there.
and you were at some sort of a club,
Yes, ma'am.
and these two ladies were also trying to get into the club.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, something happened between April and these two young ladies. They thought she said something untoward to them, or that she smiled and said they couldn't get in and we did. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So after the club was over, you went back to April's house,
Yes.
and when you got to April's house, you found these two ladies there, waiting for her.
Yes, ma'am. I got there first, and they were setting up the street waiting.
Did you have a conversation with them?
When I pulled in the driveway, they pulled down, and yes, I had a conversation with them.
What did you say to them, and what did they say to you?
It was just a casual conversation. They asked me where April was and when she'd be home, and told them that she was on her way. She'd went to go get pizza.
And after April came home, that's when all this fracas started. And your lawsuit, Mr. Stover, says that A, one of these two young ladies, that's Angela. Which one is Angela?
I am.
That Angela broke the window on your car with her shoe.
Yes.
She acknowledges that she did that. She says she was defending herself, she was aiming for you, and you ducked. That's your defense.
Well, yes.
That's what I read here. You also claim that Jessica, that's you,
Yes, ma'am.
had you arrested for assault, as a result of which you had lost earnings, you drive a cab, couldn't drive for 4 months,
Yes, ma'am. It was malicious wounding, which was a felony. You know.
and those charges were ultimately dismissed.
The first charges were, then they appealed it to a higher charge, aggravated malicious wounding, which it was a worse 20 years to life.
And was that also dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
After a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
So there was a full trial?
There was a full trial.
Where you testified and she testified?
Yes.
So you are suing Jessica for having you falsely arrested and loss of income. She is counterclaiming because she says that you assaulted her with some sort of a machine that takes credit cards, imprints.
Yes, ma'am. I have that with me.
You acknowledge that you did, in fact, hit her with that.
Yes, ma'am. It's self-defense.
Okay, so that's what the case is about. So let's get back to the girls are there waiting for April. April has her pizza and comes back to the house. Okay? What is the very next thing that happened? You want to tell me, April?
Jessica called me over to her car. So I walked over to her car. And
You had known her from before that evening.
Yeah, as far as I knew, we were friends. We had talked every time we'd seen each other out. We had talked to each other.
Okay, so she called you over to her car.
Yes, I walked over to her car, asked her what was going on. As soon as I did that, she reached out, grabbed me by the back of my hair, twisted me, and had me upside down in her car. The top of my head was in her lap.
Okay, and then what happened?
I asked her what was going on. She said I was talking or dancing with her boyfriend, which was not true. We were there maybe 10 minutes at that club.
She still got you in the car?
She has me in this underneath with my head.
So you're talking?
Yeah, I was trying to talk nice and calm to her, and I thought we were friends at that time,
Okay, well, clearly at that time she didn't want to be your friend.
Evidently not.
So what happened?
I just kept asking her why she was doing it, and I yelled for Steve. I was like, Steve, come over here and tell her what we did.
So Steve eventually comes over.
And what happened, Steve, when you walked over?
Well, when she first hollered for me, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't realize the seriousness of it. And then I eventually went over there and seen what was going on. And we both were trying to reason with Jessica. We told her whatever we did, if we laughed at you, we were sorry. And that's when Angie got out of the other side.
Who was driving?
Angie.
Go ahead.
And she got out, and when she come out, she had a lock blade knife, and she brandished it to Brad and myself. And it pretty much scared us right bad. Then she got back in the driver's side, and as far as I could see, she folded the knife up and put it in the middle console. So that's when I was worried for her, because the way her head was in the car, you know, I was...
Her head was still in the car?
Yes, her head was still in... I was thinking the worst, you know, she could have got cut or anything. So I did what I had to do. I beat down on Jessica's arms and got April's hair loose. And she fell back onto the ground. Then they got mad because I'd got her loose. They chased me to my truck. Jessica was first chasing me. And I was running to my truck trying to get to the phone so I could call the police. And I didn't know who had the knife at the time. So I used to work for a frozen food company selling frozen food, so I had a credit card machine. And I grabbed the first thing I could out of my truck, and I've got the credit card machine here if you'd like to see it.
I would.
Okay. This is the credit.
Gotcha.
That's the credit card machine. I grabbed it out of the truck. I swung it around just wildly, not knowing, just trying to protect myself because I thought she had the knife with her. I didn't know who had the knife. That's when she got flattened on the ground, and then
Who got flattened?
Jessica knocked her down.
Got flattened.
I got into the truck. And Angie was still on her way to the truck. I locked the door. I was on the phone with the state police. And that's when she took this shoe and smashed the side window out of my truck. It shattered it. And it's like they ran off. They said they were going to get reinforcements. I was on the phone with the state police. They were connecting me with the Roanoke City police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I got hit as soon as I stepped in the grass.
Why did you step in the grass for? Why didn't you stay in the car?
I got out to check on her. That my fault for
Cost
being
your
a
broken
friend.
face. That sometimes happens to bullies. Bullies sometimes get the short end of the stick.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Stover says he was acting in self-defense when he hit Jessica Shibley in the face with a credit card machine. He claims that Jessica had him falsely prosecuted. Jessica is countersuing for her injuries.
Now, as a result of this, Jessica, you suffered some very serious injury.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you suffered this serious injury, you were right near his truck.
Actually, I just stepped out of the car.
You were right near his truck.
Well, about a car length away, yes, ma'am.
Well, let's go back a little bit. What were you two ladies doing going to her house?
We did go to her house.
For what?
To question her about what had happened at the bar. We were not even in the bar.
What do you mean question her?
Well,
what does that mean, question her?
They had made some comments that upset me, so I went to
What
ask
kind
them
of
about
comments?
it. Something about us not being able to get in. They thought that was really funny.
So they laughed at you?
Yes, ma'am.
That you couldn't get into the club and they did?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you went to question them about?
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you been before that evening?
We had just been out and about.
What do you mean out and about? What does that mean, out and
We
about?
had been downtown. In
Downtown
our
where?
Local places where we live, downtown Roanoke. Some different nightclubs and things down there.
All right, so you'd been to some clubs that evening?
Yes, ma'am.
How many clubs had you been to that evening?
We just rode, we didn't even go in one downtown. We had stopped at a little place on Williamson Road before we proceeded to go to the one they were at.
Okay. So then you go to April's house to discuss with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Her laughing at you.
Yes, ma'am.
And who grabbed her in a headlock?
She wasn't in a headlock.
Who grabbed her in a headlock and grabbed her
By
hair?
the back of the hair after she stuck her head in the car.
She stuck her head in the car to talk to you?
When she come to the car, she stuck her head in the car.
And what did she say?
She basically asked me what I wanted, and that's when I did grab her by the back of the head.
You grabbed her by the back of the hair. If you're sitting in the car and grabbed her by the back of the hair, then her head's in the car.
Yes, ma'am.
You have no right to do that.
You're right.
That started all the trouble.
Yeah.
Ended up you got your face bashed in.
Yes, ma'am.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
You think you deserve to get paid for that?
I don't deserve to have to pay him.
Why not?
I never laid a hand on him.
You started it. Two of you started it. You want to show me the picture so that I can see just how dumb you are? pretty dumb. You had your cheekbone fractured?
Broken.
Broken. Fractured means broken.
Oh, yeah.
Broken. Ah. You had surgery?
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty bad. What kind of knife was there?
There was no.
Don't tell me there was no knife. I don't want to hear there was no knife. Do you understand? I don't want to hear there was no knife. Now, it could have been a little knife. It could have been one of those little red knives. What do they call those? Swiss Army knives. You know.
I never held a knife. I never seen a knife.
Yeah.
बैठे बैठे यूं ही वक्त गुजर जाता है हर लम्हा तेरा ही चेहरा नजर आता है किताब खुली है पर पढ़ न पाऊं कुछ भी मेरा दिल बस तेरी गलियों में जाता है ओ मेरी दिलरुबा कहाँ हो तुम कहाँ मेरे ख्यालों का बस तुम ही हो जहाँ जागूं तो तेरा नाम सो तो तेरा ख्वाब तू ही दिल का सुकून तू ही है मेरा जवाब खिड़की से आती हवा भी तेरा पता लाए धड़कन मेरी बस तेरा ही गीत गाए लोग पूछे मुझे हुआ है क्या आजकल कैसे बताऊं उन्हें तू मुझ में समाए ओ मेरी दिलरुबा कहाँ हो तुम कहाँ मेरे ख्यालों का बस तुम ही हो जहाँ जागूं तो तेरा नाम सो तो तेरा ख्वाब तू ही दिल का सुकून तू ही है मेरा जवाब ये दूरी अब सही न जाए कब वो दिन आएगा जब तू मेरे सामने होगी और वक्त थम जाएगा ओ मेरी दिलरुबा कहाँ हो तुम कहाँ मेरे ख्यालों का बस तुम ही हो जहाँ तू ही है मेरा जवाब
And that is after my surgery. The police would not release the other pictures before the thing.
Oh, I'm sure they were terrible.
Yes.
Who do you have to blame for that?
Steve?
No! You! He was protecting his cousin.
His cousin was in the house when I had gotten hit. Angela was out of
Just
the car.
a minute. If her cousin was in the house, and you had come to speak, listen to me. If she had run into the house because her head got loose, right? And you had finished your conversation with her.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing out of the car?
Because as I looked over to leave Angela, she was gone out of the car. I stepped out of the car to check on her, and that's
What do you
when
mean check on her? What was she doing out of the car?
I have no idea. All I know, as it was going on, they were yelling about guns and everything. So I look over and she's gone. I get out to make sure she's okay, and that's when I got hit. No one chased anyone. I got hit as soon as I stepped in the grass.
Why did you step in the grass for? Why didn't you stay in the car?
I got out to check on her. That's my fault for
caused
being
your
a
broken
friend.
face. You started this trouble. I believe him when he says that there was a knife in the console of the car, that he had seen it. Oh, I believe that. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Whatever bills you had for your face, take care of them. You went over there to cause trouble that evening. There's no question in my mind that you did. And you got it. You got more trouble than you bargained for. Well, that sometimes happens to bullies. Bullies sometimes get the short end of the stick.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I didn't smash his window in. I threw my shoe.
You told me in your answer, madam, that you were aiming for him.
No, I threw my shoe at him, and it hit
Right. What word didn't you understand that I said?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Stover is suing Angela Morton and Jessica Shibley for having him falsely prosecuted and for smashing his windshield.
So the police were called, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you stopped?
The police never come to us. We went up the street, which my mother lives 3 houses up the street from this. We went to another friend's house, and she called the ambulance. The ambulance come, the police come. I went straight to emergency room.
And what'd you break his window for?
I broke his window because he was trying to leave, and she was laying on the ground, and I was scared, so I just threw my shoe. I wasn't running up to his truck, and I didn't smash his window in. I threw my shoe.
You
and it
told
hit
me in
his
your
window.
answer, madam, that you were aiming for him.
No, I threw my shoe at him, and it hit
Right.
his
That's what you
truck.
said. What word didn't you understand that I said? You said in your answer, I was aiming for him, and he ducked, and I hit the window.
Yes.
Why?
Because she was laying on the ground. I didn't know what he was going back in his truck to get, if he was going to hit me.
What were you doing out of your car?
I was out of my car because they were screaming stuff. I didn't want them to run up on me and hit me.
They weren't running anywhere. She was in the house, according to your friend, and he had walked away. So what did you get out of your car for?
I got out of my car because him and Brad were hollering stuff.
And you didn't like that they were hollering stuff? You have
No, I didn't know
you
what
ever
they
hear,
were going to
sticks
do.
and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me?
I didn't know what they were going to do. I didn't want to be sitting
Well,
in the
if you
car
don't know what
anymore.
they're going to do, madam, then you get in your car and you go away. You don't get out of your car to confront them, especially when you've been the aggressor. You don't get out of your car. You stay in your car, and you go to her mother's house, which is 3 houses away. So you were arrested.
Yes, ma'am. I was running. After I got my cousin loose, we all scattered, and we were running to get away from the trouble. They chased me to the truck.
I believe that they chased you to the truck. Oh, I believe that they chased you to the truck. So you were, in fact, arrested.
Yes, I was.
How long were you incarcerated?
I explained the story, what happened to the magistrate at the time, and he let me out on my own recognizance.
Now, why do you say you lost earnings?
Okay, originally, the first charge, when it was dismissed, they brought up new charges and made it aggravated malicious wounding, and it was a felony. And the city of Roanoke will not allow you, even though I hadn't been convicted, they will not allow me to have my cab license.
Now, let me ask you this question. How many witnesses testified at the criminal trial?
Myself, April, Tammy, and Brad.
Tammy, you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here, please. Do you know these 2 young ladies?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see Jessica get hit in the face?
Yes, ma'am. I saw everything.
Saw everything?
Yes, ma'am. I was standing right there when everything happened.
I would like you to tell me how close Jessica was to the truck when she got hit in the face.
She was at the door to the truck because Steve reached in and he turned around and Jessica was there because they both ran past me to get to the truck. I was standing next to the car when everybody jumped out.
She wasn't a truck length away.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, did you see Steve run to the truck?
I saw Steve run to the truck because April went flying. Steve immediately ran to the truck past me, right next to me. Jessica jumped out of the car, ran past me.
She jumped out of the...
She came barreling out of the car. She jumped out of the car.
How far did she have to run to get to the truck?
About 1.5 car length.
But she was right behind him?
She was right behind him.
And where was Angela at this time?
Angela was on the other side of the car. and she jumped out of the car at the same time Jessica did.
Did she run up behind Jessica?
She was at the door as soon as Steve hit Jessica. Steve jumped in the car, locked the window. Angela was right there at the truck and smashed the window.
I have all the receipts also for a rental car.
No, I don't need anything. You're suing the defendants, both defendants, for $5,000. You're claiming that as a result of their actions, you were arrested, you had to go through 2 trials. Were you given a public defender, or did you have to hire a lawyer?
I got a public defender.
And you went through how many days of trial?
The latter half of the trial lasted from about 12:30 in the afternoon to 6 in the evening, and then it was held over. The judge said he would make his decision. He was going to read over all the paperwork, and I had to come back the 26th.
How many witnesses did you have at the trial?
1. Just 1.
Evidently the judge didn't believe you.